Awesome. What's up, guys? It's your girl Beach Gaming here, and we are in the La Cup de Africana semi-finale. Of course, it is Chris, but it seems like he got lost somewhere while getting here. But he's here with me. He's probably going to go live sooner or later. But as of now, it's just going to be me. And yeah, welcome to the live. We are officially in the semi-finals. We have 5 games today. This is the first game of the night, and of course, I'm going to expect some good amounts of fights happening here and there from different teams. I'm not going to be picking favorite tonight because last time I picked a favorite, they did not win. I don't know if the problem was on my end or I chose them and they ended up losing. But for tonight, I'm just going to be going with whichever team is going to be best. As long as Priest chooses another team and I choose another one, then I think we're going to be good for tonight. But other than that, make sure you enjoy the live stream. Make sure you like the live stream, share the live stream link, subscribe, and do comment there your favorite teams and get to enjoy the games. Just trying to see mostly last week's games. Yeah, for last week's games, we had some countries did show up, others didn't really show up. We had good fights. We had Kenya there with Ghana. We had them winning that. We had Sudan. We had Nigeria. Priest is already here. He can say something, He can. He was in the dark, but he's finally here, Priest. You can tell us something before the game begins.
Speaking about being, speaking about being in the dark, I know you got jokes. I know you got jokes, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. It is me and Mitch, and you can already tell she's trying to be funny, but it is what it is. You know how Nigeria is, but fortunately, I was able to sort out my technical difficulties. Like Mitch said earlier, welcome to La Coupe d'Africanas, the season finale. It's day one. We're gonna have 16 teams battling it out for the top eight spot. Top eight teams will go on to the finals. Mitch, you said you have some predictions, but let's take a look at the map schedule first.
Oh, okay. We are starting with Sunhawk. That is quite interesting. For Sunhawk, I cannot say anything, but I believe a Kenyan team will take the win on that one. And then you have the second one, Erangel, Miramar, Erangel, and Miramar. It's going to be a long night. Two Miramars, two Erangel. I hope people charge their phones. I hope people are ready because it's going to be quite intense. But since they're starting it soft with Sunhawk, probably we're going to see some snakes here and there, a lot of camping happening there. It's the first game of the night, and knowing that some people might just play with their ghillie suits or birthday suits, depends on what they want to play with in Sunhawk. It's very bushy map where people tend to snake a lot and maybe camp out. And there's nothing really I can say about that, but I'm going to vouch for my country people because those guys, when it comes to Sunhawk, it is their homeland. For Erangel Miramar, mm, I don't know which region is going to take that, and with my predictions, but I had the 1 HP there last time when I was watching casting. Sorry, the Kenya Ghana games. They took up Erangel quite well. We had a guy there getting a whole squad wipe, and we saw that live. For Miramar, I'm not sure again, but I'm going to be biased and maybe say 10-11. I'm 50-50 for the teams that I'm saying that I know how they play. But let's just wait and see. Probably Priest has his own predictions with the region he finds best. It's still going to be Nigeria. I'm just saying he's going to say Nigeria, but I'm hoping he says something other than Nigeria. Priest.
Well, we're kicking off with Sanok, like you said. It's just to get the blood pumping. I did see a little bit of Sandhawk in the just concluded PMGC. So I know that some teams, they're going to hop off and get very, very active in Sandhawk, and I hope that trickles down into the rest of the games. But I'm not going to drop any predictions just yet. So the chat is most likely going to flame you for picking the Kenyan team. So I'm looking forward to how the chat is going to flame Mitch. You guys should not even show her any mercy in the chat, man, because she's already cast her cursing 1 HP. So you heard it here first. But Erangel Miramar, double or nothing. Again, you can't really pick one of these two. You just have to be consistent with it across the board. But I think Sandhawk is that map that they're gonna decide for themselves. These teams, they're gonna choose what kind of strategy they want to put forward, in Sandhawk that will decide. I think it's going to be a big decider of how they will play the rest of the games.
All right. So you've told the
All
chat
right.
to be violent towards me. I hope you have money, please. We can bet on this, okay? I can bet on the team that is going to win, and I'm so sure they're going to win. But anyway, since you want to choose violence and then you want the chat to be violence, a lot of violence, it's fine. I can take it, but I hope you can take it when you lose. I'm really hoping you can. Mm. I
Yeah,
don't know
I
about you,
know you
but
can definitely take it.
yes, exactly.
Well,
Mhm.
interesting lineup. We've got OP SWAT, Project X, and Recalcitrant Crew from Sudan. Very interesting stuff. OP SWAT looking very solid. Neon Rising from Nigeria, Knockout Machines from Libya, and the Gold Diggers, one of the strongest guys coming out from Mauritius. That we've got 1 HP. That is Mitch's favorite, Zeus from Mauritius as well, and NV from South Africa. Next level, G4K from Madagascar, Tempa from South Africa, and X Space, I believe, from also Madagascar, if I'm not mistaken. So there's a lot of tension here. We've got Kenya, we've got Madagascar, then we got 1011 from Nigeria, Afro Esports from Nigeria as well, and Astra from Ghana. Big game that these guys are gonna bring up for us, because I think 1 HP and Ghana, and Astra specifically, they've got a little bit of tension, riding behind them. So we're gonna keep our eyes peeled to see if that's going to be the case for those teams. But yeah, we're gonna keep our eyes locked in. Very interesting game we've got Ryan riding for us right now. So, ladies and gentlemen, match number one in the semi-final of La Coupe d'Africana. And what a time to be alive. Mitch, how do you feel? Like, how do you feel with these
Mhm.
teams that you've seen? Like, how do you
Mhm.
feel? What do you think the best strategy is going to be here?
Looking at the flight path, seeing that it's coming from Georgia Paul all the way to prison, I'm guessing for a game to Milta Pass, sorry, I'm guessing for them that should be more of a camping game. This is just the first game. You need to get as much points as possible. And for the teams that don't want to, play it safe, are probably going to be engaging quite early to get their points up as fast as possible. But for this first game, what I can say is looking at the flight path, I'd say go to Kameshki, camp it out. Of course, you're going to have people there in Rozok. I don't know why they would go there, but you can see what is happening. But also, you can go to Pochinki, because no one will want to go to Pochinki. Everyone is scared of Pochinki. So why not go to Pochinki? You know?
Well, it's going to be very interesting if Pochinki is going to be, someone that's going to be big, or is someone that's going to decide, what the outcome of this first game is. But I think looking at Pachinki, we do have. I think it's going to be the guys from Knockout Machines just enjoying that place, not necessarily locking into anything just yet. But again, I would say the flight path is not too friendly, to those teams that like to play down the middle. Even for those teams that love to play in the south, it would be ideal for them. But unfortunately, we have a lot of teams already deciding to play just a little bit closer to the north. Rozok is already seeing some action, and some teams are already trying their best to, lock things down. But 1 HP, we're going to keep our eyes on them for the time being. They're already making rotations. They're already, spiraling through just to see if Mitch is right about 1 HP, if they are going to do, something interesting here. But yeah, we're going to keep our eyes peeled on that one.
Yeah, of course. For the 1 HP, of course, I'm vouching for them. But as you can see here, Recalcitrant Crew, I guess that's how you say it. It's a very long name there. But for some teams, they're already engaging in some fights. I don't know about 1 HP though. I'm going to vouch for them for sure. I'm just hoping I don't give them the whole bad luck thing because of vouching for them. I'm hoping we're going to see some really good sign coming from their side. But yes, I will not take my word back, Priest. I am still standing for my team, and I know they're not going to disappoint us. because I believe when in the chat there, we're going to have a lot of Team Kenya comments supporting their country, and I'm going to do exactly that, support them as they play in these games.
Okay, okay. Well, I guess it's going to be you and I doing a little bit of a guessing game here. It looks like G4K is active. Three eliminations on the board already. And you can see, I think it's the reconnaissance crew that are getting caught out in the open there. I think they might decide to pedal back a little bit and see if they can salvage something out of this one. But Project X might decide that they also want a piece of the action. They've also secured two eliminations. Can't seem to find where they want to play out from. But I think Primosk is pretty ideal for 1 HP, a little bit outside from the play zone, but I think it's going to be fortunate for them if they can make something happen from this position deep into the southwest, But Afro Esports, on the other hand, there's only so much they can do from here as well. They are holed up in Milton Power, or rather, just in Milton, just outside of Milton Power. I think they should be fine in the first couple of zones. I mean, Mitch, do you are you like a central player? Do you like playing the center of the zone, or do you like to play from the corners, from the edges? Is that more like your thing?
I'd say for my gameplay, I'd take more of the corners. I'm a very shy player. I don't really know how people start from the center. Okay, starting from the center is fine because you won't have to do a lot of rotations. But then I believe in camping and waiting for people that are going back to the zone really late, just to surprise them and I wanted to say something. Then I remembered priest will change my words, so I had to rethink my statement. So I have to wait for people. Then I get them from the back while they're trying to enter the zone, and that's more of my play. I can't really play from the center. I'm really scared of how people come in, push in. Some teams are very aggressive, especially in the last fights. They do tend to go all out, and that's something I'm not really accustomed to that much. So I tend to avoid it as much as possible.
Well, I would never recommend playing from the center, except you're trying to play splits and tank on your resources, but I also wouldn't play from the edge of the circle at the same time for the same reason, not to tank on my resources and have the zone, chasing me at the same time. It's all of the same reasons at the same time. But then I could also play like temper, and most of these South African teams, they have a lot of strategy when it comes to playing the edge
Mhm.
of the circle. They're quite burst in it, Legend, Maestrop, Six Guard, and Coco have been absolutely beautiful in the cup stages. They were the ones holding it down. Them and Envy, they were really, really holding it down for South Africa in the earlier stages of the competition. And they play similar styles. I think that's why, this team eliminates this team in this match, then the other team eliminates the other team in the next game. And I think it's because of that's just how the South African teams like to play. Their strategy is usually very, very similar. And I think
Mhm.
outside of South Africa, Kenya, I think it's only one HP that plays a different kind of way than the rest of the other Kenyan teams. So I'm going to really be keeping my eyes peeled on them
Mhm.
to see if they are going to, maintain that strategy inside of a lobby like this. Because, the lobby usually decides how you play, the number of
Mhm.
teams, the type of teams, and the type of zone because of those teams, because of your landing position, and stuff like that. But it looks like Neon will be eliminated there. Two bodies caught, and I believe it
Mhm.
is going to be Project X that puts the screws to them.
Okay, first things first, Priest. You haven't answered the question I asked you. Which country are you vouching for to win the first game? Don't tell me Nigeria 10-11. Be creative, please. For your own safety, be creative. Mm.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not even gonna do that. You've already shot yourself in the foot, and I told you that the chat is gonna flame you for 1 HP. So I'm not even trying to be in the same, in the same conversation as being as being a curse for any of the teams here. But unfortunately, we have lost 10 actually lost Neon Rising, first team to go back into the lobby. Unfortunate scenes for them, but it looks like Gold Diggers Esports will be making their own play, probably running into the guys from 10-11. A couple of shots spraying through play zone, already on the move. And most of those teams coming in from the northern side, they're going to have a really, really tough rotation to make because the northern side is very, very occupied. And it looks like Zeus and, the guys from it looks like Zeus and the guys from Knockout Machines, they're locking horns somewhere in that western side. And it's going to be very interesting. You did talk about Pochinki being a very, very hot position. So I believe that's going to be happening a lot in the next couple of minutes, in the next couple of zones. But yeah, like I said, I'm not vouching for any team. I'm vouching for La Coupe. So I don't know about
Wow.
you, but I'm ready to be entertained.
So you're trying to play it safe, saying you're vouching for La Cup just to be safe. Smart move, smart move. But we have a team here. The gold. What are they doing though? I can only see them spraying towards the team that is right in front of them. We have not seen any knock yet, and they're already down one team player. That is Charu. Charu, is that Indian name? But I'm guessing it should be around that side. Sounds like a very Indian name. But they've already lost one of their players and they're trying to maybe survive as much as they can. We have Astra here. For the last time that I casted, while they were playing against Kenya, they were the team that was wiped out by 1 HP, right? They saw, I don't want to say darkness, but they saw a lot of DBS shotgun kills there on their side. I believe there something happened 1 HP sooner or later. And of course, we're going to wait and see if that happens. But Project X here, you've been talking about Project X. How good is this team?
Well, very solid. If you ask me, they're a very solid team, so far. They've got 3 eliminations already. Unfortunately, Little Boy is back into the lobby, but that is not going to stop them from, giving away the position that they already have inside of the block here. Play zone already moved much more southern from their position. Looks like 10-11 could be in trouble. G4K have them in the sidelines. The bullets already flying all the way across. There's more pressure being applied over to that northern side. G4K, can they decide? Do they want more of this? More bodies getting dropped off, and 10-11 will lose yet another as G4K will go up to 6 and 10-11 will be down to just 1. Envy as well also eliminated while all of that was going on.
Oh,
Storm sprays up north. Unfortunately for him, couldn't deal with what was left for 10-11 there, but fortunately for him, utilities will be in the surplus. And they will rise again. More teams, more eliminations potentially down the books. Could be lacking a little bit of consistency here, G4K, but you're not going to have that inside of this game. We'll be looking for more. 6 eliminations is a very, very good way to start. Project X and 10-11 just leading right behind them. Looks like 1 HP could be in a little bit of trouble here. Zeus will be making their way through over to the corner. Fabian plays off the left-hand side. Here's the spray. It's caught out in the open. Dula, we know what he's capable of. Gets the knock on and will get the flush. Fabian is unfortunate. Back into the lobby he goes as well. Zeus, 1 HP. 1 HP takes 1 away from the guys from Zeus. I'm pretty sure you saw that coming, Mitch.
Of course, I did. This is one HP we're talking about, and like I said, I am definitely going to vouch for them. At the end of the day, they really do put up a good fight, and I'm going to still stick to it. You said I shot myself in the foot. I don't believe I did. They have not disappointed me yet. The zone is still moving. For other teams, they've lost some of their players, but one HP, they're still surviving, holding the hill here, waiting for a chance to get at least a push on that team. You have seen the gameplay before. They tend to be very aggressive. They go for that push as much as they can. As soon as they get their knock, then you definitely see them going for that push. And I believe that's exactly what they're doing here. And for Astra Shawarma, is around my how does my shawarma sound, but it's fine. So shawarma is here. They have a team right next to them there, and of course if they get a knock for Astra and their teammates, the same thing they did to the player from 1 HP when they were engaged in that fight in Erangel, is as soon as they got a knock, they thought they were wiping out the team. They went for that push. It seems like Zeus is also in lobby already. We have just 11 teams remaining. Teams are losing their fights here. It's quite early to lose this the fight. Really, we're just in the second stage of the zone, and there's still so much to do. And losing this early might not be a good look for their team. I believe they've not even gotten enough points in terms of position points when they're not position placement. So like I talk so Kienyeji. Do you know what Kienyeji is, priest? Of course you don't. You're not from Kenya. But probably, I don't know it's in Nigeria, but we see those upcountry people, rural people, how they speak. That is Kienyeji. So yeah, I was
I
told I
see.
speak like that. So do I do that, priest? Do I speak Kienyeji?
Well, I'm not one to know exactly, but we are still going to be we are still going to be very, very locked in to see, what Project X has in store for us here. Three eliminations to the good, and things are looking to ramp up quite nicely. Again, they are looking quite nice inside of that zone. They would decide for themselves. I think they do want to play a little bit of a finish. Mentor sends a couple more shots into that corner as well. Knight cuts his HP by 60%. He's going to try and hold that one. Tries to get his HP back to full strength. So it looks like Project X wants to wrap up what's left of 10-11. Last player now. He swapped over to the
Oh,
DBS. Knight. Ground floor. Grenade is dropped immediately again. Swaps the first one. And that's going to be the first knock. Again, he tries to drop 2 for 2. And he peeks into the corner. The DBS tries again. But he's going to be low on HP. Swains into the right hand side. And that will be good night. 10-11. Swept away in 11th place. And that was a
damn.
very, very solid, solid, solid finish. But unfortunately, there's only so much he can do. He was all alone. And that will be good night.
Quite unfortunate that I chose 10, 11, and they've already been taken back slowly. It happens. And then again, I said for a DBS, if you miss your first shot, chances of you surviving that fight might not be as high as you might think, and that is exactly what has happened there with the Bison. The DBS just failed him this time, but for some people, that DBS might have just been the saving grace for him. But well, it happens. It actually happens there. And just as the Project X has finished their fight, they have another team closing in on them. And I want to see more of them. You vouched for them. They've not disappointed you yet. Only Little Boy has been taken back to lobby there. She did try to put up a fight, but 10, 11, they did not go out away without a fight. And they definitely ensured they got at least something happening there for their team. But let's just see what is going to happen here. Seeing that they have at least two teams around them, we might see a push as soon as either of the teams gets one of their players or two players knocked. Then we might see a push. But this game seems to be very slow. No one wants to do aggressive gameplays yet. They just want to be a little bit safe, just touching each other back to back. They're just getting some little damage happening on each other, but they're not going
Mm.
to have any push happening there. They're just, annoying each other for now, ruining their helmets, their vests. You can see the damage each from each side. This the Temper team is getting some damage registered on their side. Project X as well is getting some damage on their end, and it's really interesting to see what is actually happening there. So let's just wait and see whether we're going to have a push, a good fight. I'm not sure, but the zone is there shifting. It's going to be an open field game. That is exactly what I wanted to see. I'm so ready to see people tensing. You know, when you play a lot and you have to wipe your hands on your trouser or whatever. That is exactly what is going to happen with how the zone is shifting. Some teams are doing some late rotation. They've not yet made it to the zone, and they should definitely focus on doing that as of now because as soon as this zone closes, the damage increases, and it's going to be a really hard time for them.
Yeah, definitely going to be a hard time for them based off of the next zone. It is phase four, and Temper will be looking up towards the northern side if they want to get a piece of that action as well. Project X just outside of their reach. They can't be too much of a threat towards them, but they will try their best to hold on. Knight is exposed again. He will take some shots to the head, but RC unfortunately will not be advancing any further. They will be going out in 10th place. And now 1 HP exposed. First knock into the corner. Temper have them in their sight lines. They might decide to get a piece of that action as well. And they will decide to sway into that western side. Left hand of that position again. Temper might decide to go up the hillside and take a high ground position. Again, it is all up for grabs. The Blaze Zone, like we saw earlier, has forced the teams into a little bit of an open field finish. Again, Knight will be peaked. Again, he will take damage. And he has succumbed to the M4 single taps coming through from Temper. They have been very aggressive with it, but they've only got one elimination to show for it. Play Zone finally on the move. And now it is going to be a big factor to how the rest of these teams will make their rotations, will make their advances. But Project X trying to hold the compound, trying to hold the position. 1 HP, finally getting their numbers back up. And they will be back to full strength, but they will have to make a move sooner rather than later as they have increased their elimination count to 4. 1 HP did finish on top of the leaderboard in the cup stages. They were the best performing team with 122 points. Followed quite nicely by, I believe, Mercenary Reunion. Unfortunately, they are not in the lobby. Could be
Oh,
keeping our eyes
Mercenary
peeled for
Union is
that
not
one.
in. Oh,
No, they are not.
oh, that's one heavy team. I don't know why they did not join, but we need them in the game. We need them in. They need to silence some teams that you are vouching for. You know, we need to have them shining in here. I'm just being honest. You know, the Kenyan teams are not disappointed. They're not disappointing. So let's keep it at the Kenyan side for now.
Well, OP Swap getting swept away there. Afro Esports are looking quite solid here. They managed to eke out 2 eliminations so far. They did have 3 of their players knocked away. If Astra can get a piece of this action right now, they might be able to crash and burn into this from Afro Esports. Can they get their numbers up? Can they see the action? That is a big possibility here. Sook is over to the northern side. Might decide to crash the party as well. Shawarma playing behind him. G4K have decided to turn around as well. Good spray into that corner. Here comes Sook swaying into the right hand side. Best spray is good, but the S12K will connect, but he's gonna swip immediately with the UMP, cuts it down, and beautiful shots too to follow through immediately from Sook, and he swaps immediately as well to the Scar L, gets the finish. Will be flushed out. G4K in trouble. They will lose another. Storm will bite the hand that feeds him. Into the lobby he goes. McMuffin all the way outside. Can't seem to get some protection for his teammates. Astra, on the other hand, they are clamoring for a little bit of a sentiency as they are trying to take this position outside, but the play zone has moved away from them. 200 meters out. They will need to move, and they will need to move quick.
Exactly. I'm actually surprised what happened there. I don't know why they did get that push happening on the teams for sorry for their team, their G4K. I don't know what went through their mind there. They were really disadvantaged when it came to that fight, and they have already lost 2 of their players, and now they really have to find a way of surviving at least getting more points happening there for their team. But we have a lot still taking place here. We can see knockout machines up for the smokes, trying to save their teammates. But already one of them is crawling in outside the zone. We have the 1 HP team crawling in, and a nade is getting cooked. Man is cooking himself. What? But we have the 1 HP team joining in the fight here. Of course, I'm going to vouch for them for a minute or so, but we can see them trying to rotate. If they're not careful, they might just be sandwiched between the team here, Knockout Machines and Temper, if they get closer. A lot of nades flying in. You can see them throwing the nades, cooking them up. I need a Kobe from my team here, but you can see them really trying their best. Temper putting up the same pressure on the team as they try to survive in this fight. I don't know how they're going to take it, but 1 HP is a strong team. These 2 players might not be their downfall for now, but they have a lot happening. They have a lot of teams rotating, taking them from every single side in this map. Like I said, the game is going to be open, and you can see the damage on Muller. He's getting a lot of damage. We had him getting a flash in the last games there against Ghana. But for now, things are looking tight for my guy. It's not really working out for him, but we hope he does. The Temper team still holding the same building. I believe they're the only lucky team in this fight. They don't have anyone pushing them out of that building. They're not open field compared to G4K, compared to 1 HP. Those teams are outside the zone. They're in the open field, and they're going to engage in a fight sooner or later. But let's just wait and see what is going to happen there. We have some good sprays. No knock. The guy was literally so open, but two players remain from G4. Okay, here we have a nade getting cooked. Oh, 1 HP there have been taken back, so it'll be quite unfortunate. But the nades are getting cooked. They're not going in. How? Oh, he's low. Let's go. They need to get the push happening here. DBS is out to play, but the DBS is not going to be careful because one shot and they're taken back. So the SLK is also in play. They have a team third party in this fight. They're really trying to stop them from getting a push. What is not happening? Oh, I see. The third parties, that fight just ended. Both teams have been taken back to lobby with everything that was happening around them. Third parties trying to get a knock there with the DBS as 12K. Didn't work out for them, and now we have just 3 teams remaining: Project X, AE, and Temper. Priest, your team is still around. My 2 teams are gone. I don't know. The pain. I can't explain it.
Afro Esports are looking quite solid as they are trying to make that rotation from the southern side. They have occupied majority of the zone. They are in a very good split, peeking out again. Outcast looking for a way through. They did try to hold on to the lines there, and they did manage to work out for them at least until this part. 4 eliminations so far for them and 6 for Project X. But now Temper started to roll up. But now the grenade is sent over. Legend falls immediately, and Project X now have the upper hand. Can they turn this around? Maestrop is playing off of that left-hand side. He might decide to be the thorn in the side of Temper. Coco still on the roof, still looking for that high ground position. Temper trying to get their numbers back up. As Knight pops another grenade over the top, but he can't seem to find the angles. Afro Esports are finally, slowly but surely, spreading thin, spreading around, gathering as much intel as possible, as Temper will get their numbers back up. Legend back to his feet. And Afro Esports looking for a way inside. A grenade is sent over once more from Temper. They're trying their best to break into this position. The play zone is not going to be favorable for them immediately. 6 squad is there. Cracks the shield, and that will be another one biting the dust. Aria tries to hold on, but there's too many ops. There's too much opposition. Aria's going to be swept away into that corner again, and that will be the end for Project X. Afro Esports, they know now is an opportunity for them to make something happen here, and they've taken the zone. One have grabbed it by the scruff of the neck. Afro Esports, they're taking it one at a time. Players falling to the side. Temper in trouble. There's only one left. Legend is exposed, and surely now Coco has been spotted as well. Gets the spray, gets the flush, and that will be match number 1. Afro Esports will take game number 1, and now the game is on, ladies and gentlemen. Afro Esports chicken dinner, and what a beautiful way to hold out the play zone.
That was actually quite interesting to see. They actually did not engage at all. They were waiting out for everyone to make one mistake and you see them engaging. I don't know what happened with Temper there. They had a building, they were safe for the longest time. But when the zone shifted, it seems like the Afro Esports are the ones that had the upper hand. At the end of the day, it is about the strategy, and for Afro Esports, that is exactly what happened there. And they got their winner with a chicken dinner. getting their 18 points in total. We have GG Neo, nice name. He gets himself a damage of 475 with one elimination. We have Merrick Mercy, I don't know, but damage 438 with three eliminations. And then we have Outcast there with 181 damage, and then Male with also 209 damage with three eliminations. I can see throughout the game for the whole team, seems like everyone was really trying their best there. But for Neo, gets the most damage. I'm guessing he was the one putting up a lot of fight there for his team in terms of eliminations. There we have 47 eliminations, 55 knockouts, and then total healings at 5,000. One vehicle elimination. Oh, interesting. I did not see that one. And we have 33 assists and five grenade eliminations. Means there were a couple of Kobe's that I did not get to witness that much. But for the players that got their five Kobe eliminations, their GG's on your end. And for every team that did get something going on for their team, that was actually really, really good. Looking at the comparison here, now we have Afro Esports and Project X. In terms of damage, we can see they're actually leading there with 1,300, with Project X with 1,100 here. Nox, of course, Afro Esports still leading with the Nox. Even for the number of eliminations, they have eight, with Project X having six. And for total points, they had 18, and for Project X, they had 11. So it's a really close tie for these two teams. Just that for AE, so they had the upper hand and they did really a good job on that. We have our match MVP here, Zekrom gets himself four eliminations and deals a damage of 625 with one assist, gets two knockouts, and does a good amount of healing there during the game. But it's good to see that we have some players are really trying to put up a fight at the end of the day. Of course, we've not seen a lot of one player dominating for a long time yet. They're still trying to get familiar, and it's something we want to see at the end of the day. Let's have here and have a quick look at the top fraggers. We have Zekrom here, leading there with the four eliminations. Dula comes in again with four, Mail with three, Merik with three, and we have six God with three eliminations. So basically almost tying there with the number of eliminations. Just that for the damage there, we have Zekrom and Dula tying up, and the rest following after that. And it's a good thing to see it's not from one team. That means every single team at this point is really trying to put up a good fight and maybe get something going on for their team to get more points as much as possible. And we love to see it.
All right, let's take a look at that leaderboard, and that tells you
Mhm.
exactly all you need to know. Afro Esports topping the chart, 18 points to the good. Project X following quite nicely with 11 points to the good. G4K in third with 10, sharing the spoils with Temper in fourth as well, 1 HP. In fifth with 8, majority of their points coming through eliminations. And Gold Diggers in sixth with 5 in total. Astra also with 5, Knockout Machines and 1011 sharing 4 apiece in 8th and 9th, and all the way down to 10th and 12th is Neon Rising, Envy, and RC. OP SWAT, Zeus Morris, Mercenary Union, and X Space, unfortunately, are yet to secure any points so far. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that is match number 1. And now 18 points to the good. Afro Esports have taken that first game. Now, Mitch, you saw the game. You saw how it went. You felt the energy. Nigeria's on the map. I'm not going to brag too much. I'm not going to say too much. But Afro Esports was cooking. And 1 HP, they did their best. That's match number 1. So, match number 2, I think it should be Sandhawk. So, what do you expect, from the next game?
Okay, for the next game, I can say I am disappointed that, not really disappointed, it happens, sometimes you vote for a team, it happens, they do not win. It's totally okay. But for match 2, I can say it's going to change. I am not going to place my bet on any team. It's going to change. Game 1 has actually proven that to me. People have really done their own thing. They have proven to me that they can play better, especially for a team like Afro Esports. To be honest, I didn't really put them in mind, and they've done exactly that. They have proven us wrong. And we are yet to see more of them, I believe, because it seems like they are actually a good team as well. With how they took the fight in the last zone, it was coming open field, and they took their fights. So let's see. Sanok is also a wide map, a small map, sorry, but quite wide in terms of no buildings. It's more bushy with rocks and trees. So let's wait and see.
Yeah, all right, ladies and gentlemen, you just saw match number one. Afro Esports took that chicken dinner. So yeah, Sanok up next, and we'll be right back after the break. Stay tuned. Don't touch that dial. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. It is La Copia Africana season 2, and we just saw Mitch with her cat, so you already know what type of time it is. And yeah, action, action, more action. But yeah, we just saw Afro Esports take match number 1. We're hopping into match number 2. A lot of expectations here. I'm guessing Mitch was having a conversation with her cat about who's going to win match number 2. So, Mitch, give us a little bit of a rundown. What do you think? It's a different energy, it's a different map. What are we
Mm-hmm.
expecting in Sandhawk right now?
First and Hawk, to be honest, I'm still going to vouch for my team there, but this time not a Kenyan team. But I'm still vouching for 1HP, okay? But when it comes to another team that I can say they are showing some type of, not some type, but some good potential, uh, sorry, I'm calling this team, okay? But Astra, I'm going to go for Astra. Or which other team? I'll still stick to 10-11. 1HP will always be there in my mind, so let's just stick with 10-11 or Astra.
Yeah, you need to chill with the caster cussing. Like you're gonna get flamed in the chat for real. Like, you're gonna get
Why?
flamed in the chat. You need to chill with your caster cussing because I don't know why you're focused on 10-11, man. There's so many other teams, man. You should focus on those other teams.
Because 10-11 promised me a
You be
jersey,
focused on those
okay?
teams.
They told me if I vote for them, they'll give
Oh,
me a
so
jersey.
that's why. Oh
Yes.
no, that makes sense. They do have a brand new jersey that
Oh,
just got
really?
released. So you want, yeah, there's a brand new 10-11 jersey that just came out. So I'm guessing that's what they're trying to give to you.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna get the jersey before me. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly. They promised. They said as long as I vouch for them, then they'll give me a jersey. So from the first game to the last game, 10-11. I hope they've had me. 10-11. I need a jersey. And I'm so serious, by the
I
way.
see. I see. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Sandhawk business. Again, interesting playing path we saw earlier. And all of these teams are looking for a way through Project X, looking for that chicken dinner that was denied them by Tempa and Afro Esports in the previous game. Fortunately for them, they have another opportunity to claim this. 5 matches up tonight. This is match 2 to 3 more matches right after this. So every point counts. Every point is a blessing and a curse to some. One over onto the other side. Mistrop has been spotted. Might take some danger. Might take some getting used to as well. But that triggers, a lot of rotations. Coco also in that western corner. And the play zone is going to be on the move in a couple of minutes. It's going to start dragging these players left, right, and center. But that aside, how many points do you think would qualify a team into the grand finals from here? Because it's the top 8 teams. Top 8 teams today will go to the grand final. How many points do you think the teams needs to get to be sure of top 8?
Of top eight, just for tonight's games or for which games?
Yeah, just for tonight's games. Yeah.
For tonight's games, around 40. Hmm, 40.
So you think 40 points would do?
Yes, but that seems going to be quite hard. Seeing at this point we have the highest team having 18, unless they do some more, get more games with the same, almost the same points, then we're going to have something happening there. Maybe they might get there, but I don't know about the top eight. Maybe let me lower it. Let me lower it for now. Let me say 20.
20
Am I being
points.
pessimistic?
20 points. I I
I'm so
I I
sorry.
I I personally think 20 points isn't gonna cut it. I think you probably need somewhere around like 35. to be certain, to be sure that you're going to make it into the grand finals again. The lobby is very, very, very difficult, and all of these teams need something special to separate them from each other. But we're going to keep our eyes peeled to see what teams are going to rise to the occasion. Afro Esports have already turned up the heat there, but it looks like Legend will get a couple shots, and Little Boy will be the first one to go again. We saw that happen earlier in match number one, and it looks like it's happening again. But it looks like this time Zeus and 1011 will also be locking horns, as a mentor will be the first one getting knocked away there. This is going to be a possibility if he is going to get flushed. But Temper have already secured the first elimination. It's Legend onto Little Boy there. Project X. It looks like their strategy has been very, very unfavorable for them. Again, they could play out of those lines and play out of those positions, but it looks like future knockout machines are trying to break inside there. Grenade sent over the top, and that will be good night. Reverb and the rest of Envy will crash and burn out of the game. And that is an unfortunate scenario for them. They will lose out, but looks like 10-11 on the other hand will trade one for the other. And they will be getting knocked out, but Bego returns fire. Paradox gets knocked away. And now Faker will have to reposition. Logic has gotten picked up. They might be opting to go for that reset and that pickup position again. 10-11, unfortunately, have been cut down to 2. It's Bego and Nobunaga left. And Zeus will turn tiles on them. Unfortunate scenario for 10-11. Looks like boot camp is not going to be ideal for them in this game. But where's your favorite landing spot though, Mitch? Where do you like to land? Do you like boot camp? Do you like Paradise Resort? Do you like Painan? Do you like Hathin? Do you like Cow? Do you like Tap Mock? I could keep going. I know like everywhere in Sanok.
It's like you've been there in real life. But anyway, so for Sunhook, I'd say when I started playing PUBG, I'd land in Sami. It just felt safe to be all the way out there, far away from everyone else. But the more I played, the more I grew fond of Paradise Resort. It's actually a really nice place to hold if you hold that place. But Sami or Paradise Resort. But we have a fight, a kind of really trying to get each other here from both ends. Zeus getting a lot of damage. One of their players, Paradox, is already down. And on the other hand, receiving a lot of damage there coming from the players from Zeus. And you can see one knock has already been registered. I don't know about.
Ooh, unfortunate scenario there. But it looks like Zeus will still have the upper hand on 10-11. Still outside of boot camp here. They've been trading blows for a minute there. And 10-11 have managed to secure 2 knockdowns on Zeus, but unfortunately they can't seem to find the end product. Smokes and utilities already on display. Again, Baker has a sideline position. Might decide to spray into the deep, but unfortunately, they're just too far out to be much of a threat. They have already made the advance around the bend, and they will be out of sight, at least for the time being. Zeus, on the other hand, making the advance, looking for a way through. But 10-11 will reposition and hopefully find somewhere to call home. Phase 1 of the circle will be closing out. Hopefully they will be able to find a way through into the next phase of the circle.
I can see a horse in the game. It's even in the whole competitive side. What? PUBG should relax with these horses now. They should chill.
Have you ever ridden an actual horse? I was asking. I was legit asking, Mitch. Have you ever ridden like an actual horse?
Yes, when I was 5 years old.
5 years old. That doesn't even count, man. That doesn't count. That does not count as riding a horse.
It does. It does. Because at the end of the day, I still was on top of a horse, no? No, but yes, I have.
I
Even in
see.
this old age, I
At the end
have.
of the day, you are on top of a horse. I see what you
Exactly.
mean. I see what you mean.
So even at this day
Yeah,
and
you
age, I
rode that
still,
thing, didn't you? I
nah.
bet you rode that thing.
No, I did not. I'm
Play
afraid
zone
of
is
horses,
interesting
though.
though. Cuts a little bit of that central position. Boot camp still heavily in play there. And G4K and 1 HP lock-in horns just outside of the cave area. But 1 HP do not want any of the smoke. They will get out of dodge, but hopefully, unfortunately, it's not going to be the same for them. They will take more and more hits. Two bodies caught. Finn and Punk getting knocked away there. And unfortunately for them, they will not make much come out of that. 1 HP will be cut down to two players now, losing 50% of their strength. And it's not ideal, but they still have Dula alive. And we all know how capable Dula is. But unfortunately for the rest of his teammates, they will only witness it from the lobby.
Oh, what is not happening to 1 HP here? It is not expected for this to happen. But it's surprising that here in Sunhawk we have teams taking up fights this early. Yes, it is a small map. They're going to encounter each other quite early in the game. But this is too soon to be losing a lot of players this early. They need to really rethink their strategies. For most teams, they should probably do a wide flank. The reason actually, Priest, even apart from the fact that they're giving me a jersey, that I choose 10-11 is when you look at them playing, they usually do a very wide rotation, very, very wide. And they actually pick their fights. They tend to think it through. You can see sometimes they lose at least some players, and you can see the players that are remaining immediately they stop engaging and they change their location. That's exactly the same thing I'm expecting here for these teams. It seems like their 1 HP is still losing their players. They're actually 1 HP has already been wiped out. That is too soon for them, but we have the 1 HP XDR being taken back slowly by the Temper team. We had them also engaging, even in the previous game, Erangel, they were also engaging against the 1 HP, and now they've finally taken the whole team back to lobby. So that does make sense for them, not the whole team, but a part of the team. And it's, I guess, it's something they can pat themselves their back and say they did a good job, I guess. But we'll just wait and see. This is just game two. We have 5 games tonight. So they have at least some margin there to catch up between the teams here. The teams that have already lost, having been taken back to lobby this early. It's quite unfortunate, but they still have time to catch up. Recalcitrant. Does that name have to mean something, or is it just like that?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds cool. I think it's a
Um,
very cool name, Recalcitrant. It sounds very cool. I like the way it sounds, honestly. I think they have there might be an esports organization in Sudan. So big
yeah.
shout out to them actually. They are very, very
Oh,
formidable, very solid. But again, like you said earlier, when playing out and getting caught out on rotation, you would have to think for yourself if the fight is worth continuing, and that is going to be very, very decisive on how the rest of the team will play going forwards. But every single point, remember, there's no bad point. Every single point is valuable. It just depends on what your definition of value is. But right now, G4K are still looking very, very strong. Two eliminations to the good, and it's Zekrom that's leading the charge with that one. He's been able to back things down. A couple more eliminations to follow suit if they can make it through. And that will be a very, very good way for them to kick things off inside of this Sanok game. But for now, the time being, Temper already have 3 under their belt. And it was 1 HP that delivered some points to them as well. Play zone is shutting down very, very shortly. A couple of seconds, and we'll see. I'm expecting a sudden shift. I believe boot camp will be shifted out of the zone. But then I could be wrong. But my zone prediction skills, they're pretty inaccurate. I was expecting a sudden shift, but we got boot camp still in the cut. 10-11 still blessed out in the warehouses. So they didn't leave boot camp, actually. They just made a rotation around and found themselves back inside of the warehouses. I think they're going to operate from there, into the next couple of games. Unfortunately for them, they've not been able to secure any eliminations. They have dealt some damage, but unfortunately, nothing, no end product from any of that just yet. But we're going to keep our eyes peeled, see what's going to come out of that one. G4K, on the other hand, and Temper, same points, same style. There's a chance that these two teams might lock into each other.
Oh, yeah. I actually wanted to ask you something, Priest.
And what was that?
Your name is Priest, right?
My name is Priest, Wismo getting knocked a tricky position there. Does have his teammate knocked away. Vindam finally getting picked up. And RC will have to think about this one because it is Zeus trying to make their way inside, but they are in the dip. And they could be in a lot of trouble if they can't find a way outside of this danger position. Temper on the high ground, on the high rise, making their way through, and they might decide to take this place for themselves. Again, the play zone is going to force them out of this position, I believe, and take them downwards towards the valley position inside of the zone. But again, 3 eliminations is a good start, but they need a whole lot more. And again, don't forget, Afro Esports have not gotten too active just yet. No eliminations on the board for them either. But I know for a fact that there is a big chance that most of these teams are starting to decide what kind of rotation they want to make, because this is the part of the game that your rotation is the make or break part of it. Temper still trying to fend off that team in the northern side, trying to deal with Zeus all the way across there, but it's not looking like it's going to be ideal, as Maestrop will send a couple of more shots over that side, but it doesn't make the job happen. And it looks like Knockout Machines and X-Space might be backing into each other on that other part. Again, they could be in the open space for the time being, but Knockout Machines are looking very strong. They've got 4 eliminations to the good, tied up to the previous one that they were able to secure in match number 1. That brings their total to 8 again. We did talk about how many points would be required and what the bubble would be looking like, and I said somewhere around 35 would be ideal, but it looks like Neon Rising will be locking horns with the guys from Afro Esports. Neo is going to be the first victim. He's getting knocked away, but fortunately for them, I believe they will get out of dodge just at the right time. The play zone not too favorable for them, but Cover will be getting the HP back up, getting his teammate back up, and Neo, fortunately for him, his teammates value him, and the play zone has shifted quite nicely up into that northern side, and Bootcamp finally losing out 10-11, and the rest of the guys from RC, Temper, Neon Rising, Astra, G4K, X-Space, and even the guys from Knockout Machines will have to make that advance from the northern side into the zone. Again, most teams, like I said, have already decided wherever the zone goes, that is going to be a decider of how our rotation is going to be panned in from. But Gold Diggers Esports have already made the first move, moving into the southeastern side of that zone, and now it's going to be fingers crossed, because now all hell is going to break loose inside of Sandhawk any moment from now. Again, 10-11 and Zeus Esports, there's a big chance that they might lock into each other. They've got vehicles on demand. Again, a big portion of that zone will be heavily reliant on what kind of rotation will be made from most of these teams, but we're going to keep our eyes peeled to see where that one is going down. G4K will lose a player. Roma gets the final finish. Knockout Machines knocking out the opposition. As Moad again over to the northern side, gets the first spray and the second to follow suit, and it looks like it's trouble again for G4K. They will lose 2 bodies, and they will lose the third. Bala falls to the ground, and Knockout Machines are going absolutely insane. 6 eliminations and a potential for 7. And the team from Libya are going all out.
And you can see the amount of damage they're trying to get there. We can see a good fight here between Temper. They're actually cooking up good nades. You have also Astra in the same place. Finally, a Kobe there on 6 god. He has been up on the nade, and we have a push up nade. One of the players from Astra has been tasked. Not even Astra, GD was just where we had Temper, a player legend, and you can see 3 teams at the same place. Nades flying in, but we do not have a knock yet happening. But the nades are really trying their best to get closer to them. Oh, we do. Astra gets a player there. He gets a knock on one of the Temper players. We have Legend going directly for that revive. Seeing that there are only 2 players still remaining from their team, Astra is definitely going to put in some pressure here between the teams as they try to get the revive. And if they do waste the time as they are right now, they might not be able to wipe out the team Temper. Seeing that they had the upper hand. Legend gets a knockdown Mufasa. We have Coco getting closer. He actually needs to do that really quick because his teammates are there getting knocked. 6 god is down. They have at least 3 of their players down, even 1 guy. And Astra is here taking out the team there from Temper. You can see the pressure. It's really increasing. It's literally increasing. Nice cover there. Temper Legend really going all out. And Shawarma, good stuff there from Shawarma. And we have him saving his team, leaving to fight another day. And even before the game ends, we might actually see more things coming from Astra Creatives here, seeing that Shawarma is the only one remaining. He probably has some trick up his sleeve that we're going to see later on because we do not take, we don't actually disregard any solos because they do a really good job when it comes to surviving at the end of the day. They do their best to get their clutches going on. Probably will be seeing something there from Astra. But let's just wait and see. We have here Afro Esports, winners of game 1. We have them looking around, trying to scope out the place. Zone is about to shift in a few seconds. They will be forced to go towards Shawarma and even every other team that is right in front of them. You can see the amount of fight happening there. Third party seems to be their thing here in Sunhawk. With there are a number of teams that are actually here. You cannot just go inside the fight without thinking it through. You have to have your own strategy in play before you engage in this fight. Seconds are becoming low and they need to move. Zeus, they're receiving a lot of damage. Project X is still in the building. I believe Chris is feeling proud of his team here, but they've really survived. They're still strong. They have 3 players still. Oh! Kobe. Paradox gets a good Kobe on his face. It lands exactly where he is and gets him knocked immediately. We have more nades flying in, but we do not have any other knock because they did change their location there. But 10-11 joins the party and gets a couple of knocks there. Muzad has been knocked. Zeus just trying to figure out how they're going to survive this. A lot of teams are around them. Zone is moving. They need to go to a better place because they're not in zone yet. 10-11 knocks on their side. Project X, Zeus. These 2 teams are not in zone. They need to move. GD as well. They need to move. Afro Esports are also about to move there. We are going to have one intense last zone fight. And for the teams that do not have good reflexes, this might not be their type of game because a lot is happening here. Zombie getting taken back to lobby. You can see GD really trying to survive. Unfortunately, Shawarma player there from Astra has been taken back to lobby. Zeus engaging against Project X. Afro Esports trying to make it to the zone here, but they have a lot of teams right in front of them waiting for the team that are coming in though with them as well. Some damage they're getting registered on them. Zeus as well. Players are down and Logic is on remaining standing from his team. The damage is really high from the zone. They need to move as fast as possible, otherwise they might just lose this game. Choose the zone. And for the teams that are not yet in zone, you can see for 10-11 it became quite hard here to move because there is a team waiting on them patiently for people to move. Zeus Logic might not make it because the zone is not his body and the guy has been taken. So now it's down to at least 6 teams. Let's go.
6 teams in the lobby. Got 18 players in the cut looking for a way through. Knockout Machine still looking very, very solid and holding out the majority of the zone. 10 eliminations to the good. Now the side set on Aria from Project X has been spotted, but Block 9 is exposed, knocked away by cover. And will be covered by bullets. Another one will bite the dust. Knockout Machines will lose their first player, but that will not stop them. The advance is open, but cover will have no cover as he's going to be knocked away by Shadow. Gold Diggers digging for that chicken dinner, trying to increase their points. But unfortunately, Sharo is going to be exposed there. Gold Diggers will go out in sixth. No eliminations to follow through for them, unfortunately. But that will not stop Neo as he continues to apply some more and more pressure. Project X exposed as well, getting knocked into the corner. Neo falls to the side. Another one will bite the dust. Moad making the play over to that northern side. Two players from Afro Esports on the sprawled ground, trying to get their numbers back up, but it's too hard. There's too much distance between them. Serrano playing off of that southern side, making a rotation over to the top half of the zone. They're trying to find a way through. And RC, on the other hand, inside of the top four, and Afro Esports, it looks like there's a potential for them to do it 2 for 2, but Neo will not see that potential as he will be swept away. Neon rising to the occasion. Grenades sent over to the side, and that will be another opportunity. Sereno trying to close this out, and again he pops that grenade over to the top. Does it connect? Yes, it does. Two bodies caught in the open, and what a Kobe that was. And now it's an opportunity again. Bounces the grenade, and the third one will make a hit. And here comes Sereno. He knows what time it is. He's a 1 versus 4. Recalibrate crew, and they're about to cook, and he might just make it happen. He clutches it out immediately. 1 versus 4. RC will send Neon back into the lobby. They will not rise again.
Damn. The guy there was about to potato that DBS. I'm so sure he was tensed. The amount of misfires he did there while he was trying to push. He had one chance of getting this thing going for his team. And now we have Afro Esports still surviving in the top three. We had them winning game one. And now we have the nades there coming from Outcast. We have a Kobe. The nades are really looking promising, but we have no nade getting even amount of damage, any amount of damage on the players that are right in front of him. With just one player from each team remaining, it's going to be quite an interesting last zone fight here. But let's get it. This is going to be one of those legendary ones and two. For Afro Esports, they have at least two players in the building, but for every other team, they have just one player in, and we can see Outcast going in for that push. Let's get it, Outcast. He's really going in. He has the UMP out to play, but which gun is the DBS is out to play the beautiful pre-fire with the DBS. You have Outcast getting knocked and cast immediately. We have the same. Oh, the tables have turned, and the guy is now the one experiencing exactly what Outcast experienced. That was a beautiful DBS, a kill there from Afro Esports player. And now we have the Constance Crew Sereno getting those nades towards him there. We do not have a knock yet, but the nades are definitely getting some damage on him. He should probably do the same here, but he has only one grenade, one chance of getting a beautiful Kobe on Sereno, and we're yet to see that. But for Sereno, he has nades. One last nade for him to prove his point. It goes directly closer to him. Good amount of damage, but we have a Kobe on his. Hey!
Ooh!
And just like
All
that,
it took
beautiful.
was the right angle. All it took was the right angle. Afro Esports again. Back-to-back chicken dinner. And that is how you turn off the lights. But Serrano was absolutely fantastic. In a 1 versus 4, he was absolutely cooking. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you make something special happen. 10 eliminations right off an 8 elimination chicken dinner. Afro Esports starting to run away with that first place, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is what we love to see. Cover 18, 200 plus damage points, couple of eliminations to follow through, but Merrick was the one to turn the tide. Neil did try his absolute best to make something happen, but Outcast unfortunately did get swept away earlier on than he would have liked with that DBS shot from Knockout Machines. But it was a very, very solid game from Afro Esports. Back-to-back chicken dinner and absolutely fantastic stuff coming through from them. Cover 18, Neil, Merrick, and Outcast coming together to give us 10 eliminations and a chicken dinner to follow suit. 51 total eliminations. Again, it was lesser than what we had in Erangel. I'm surprised as well because I was expecting more, but there was a lot more knockouts in this game than the previous game. A couple more, like I think 4 extra. A couple more heals as well, over 6k. You know, we did have over 5k in the last game. 6 grenade eliminations. We saw a lot of Kobe's in this game. Big big moves as well. But we had 24 assists in total, and unfortunately, no vehicle eliminations in Sandhawk. Ladies and gentlemen, this is La Cop action coming to you live. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. 10 and 80, Wiser, all of us coming together to give you absolutely astounding production. And Afro Esports did lock horns here with the guys from Knockout Machines. 1200, almost roughly, let's call it 1300 damage points, 2400 for knockout for the guys from Knockout Machines. They did absolutely amazing stuff. I'm just surprised that it didn't work out for them. You can tell, they had almost the same amount of eliminations, 10 here, 11 here, but the damage is where the action really, really is. Almost twice the number of damage points from Afro Esports towards the guys from Knockout Machines. That should tell you exactly what you should expect. But Serion was absolutely incredible. 1 versus 4 against Neon Rising. That tells you all you need to know. 879 damage points, 6 knockouts. He was absolutely vicious for Rikai's crew. Again, big move from him. He kept his team in the running, he kept them up, and he did exactly all he needed to do. But that Kobe, those grenades, it was absolutely insane how they were able to make that happen, Mitch.
Exactly. I have basically enjoyed what happened in the last fight here, and you can see for the top fraggers here, it's interesting that Shawarma is here. See that this team did go out not that early, but he's also still around in the top fraggers. They're getting the position 5 there with 3 eliminations and a damage of 418. We did expect him to be there. We have Mushaks here with 3 as well. We have Glock also there. So those players there, we have seen them getting a good amount of damage for their team. And just looking at the match rankings here in the second match, we have none other than Afro Esports getting the second win of the night. That is really looking out for tonight, and they're really enjoying these games. Second, we have the Knockout Machines and Recalcitrant Crew coming in third. For the rest of the teams, they have also tried to catch up. You can see the amount of points they have gathered throughout this game. Unfortunately, for the teams that went out early there, we can see the 1HP, UNV, X-Space. They did not really get any points happening for them. Even for 10-11, that's really not as much, maybe what they had expected to get for tonight's second game in St. Hawk. But it has been a really good game, and congratulations again to Afro Esports here for getting their second winner chicken dinner. And I'm proud that I did actually well vouch for them, and for actually the first time a team that I vouched for has done something. And looking at, again for the top fraggers. After match two and match one, we have Merrick there with 8 eliminations, getting a damage of 1,072. That's a lot. He has done a lot here in the first 2 games of the night. We have Zekron coming second with 6. Third, we have Mushak 6, and then with Block with 4, the same players we have seen in the top fraggers list throughout the games from game 1 to game 2. They're still here, getting to be amongst the top 5 overall top fraggers of tonight's games. And that was it for Sunhawk and Erangel. They have done exactly what we expected them to do, and we couldn't be any more proud of Afro Esports overall standings.
Right. Yes, sir. The overall leaderboard, 38 points for Afro Esports. Knockout in second with 20 points. The gap is starting to gap away. Temper in third with 17. And Project X in fourth with 16. Again, top 8 teams will advance into the grand finals straight up. 2 matches down, 3 more to go. And on the other side of the leaderboard, we've got the guys from Gold Diggers Esports, 1HP, 1011, Zeus, all of them fighting for a way to get into the top 8. Right now, Neon Rising is currently sitting in that bubble in 8th place with 9 points. You're just 1 point away from getting sent back home. So every single point from this point forward is very, very, very valuable. So we're going to keep our eyes peeled on the rest of those teams. On the other hand, Envy and the guys from X Space, Mercenary Union, and OP SWAT, unfortunately, yet to secure much of anything so far, but it's not over just yet. One good game is worth 1,000 games in this type of scenario. But Afro Esports do a back-to-back 18 points, then they do 20. Are they going to do 22? Are they going to do 24 in Miramar? We're going to keep our eyes peeled to see exactly what is going to happen. But I'm not going to be mad though. I'm not going to be too mad though. Amazing game from Afro Esports. Amazing stuff from Afro Esports. We've seen how crazy this game can get. But 2 chicken dinners in a row, I mean, Nigeria still. But ladies and gentlemen, it's Mitch and Priest. It's La Coupe de Africana Season 2. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We'll be back for match number 3. It's Miramar, it's the desert. We'll be right back after the break. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. It is La Coupe de Africana. It is your boy Priest, and I'm here with Mitch. And she has failed twice in her predictions. She said Kenya twice, but it's been Nigeria twice. So, you guys in the chat, tell me, is it my fault that Nigeria is so good? No, it's because of consistency. But maybe third time is a charm. Maybe third time is a charm. We're going to a different map. We're going to Miramar. Mitch, what do you expect in Miramar? Are you going to repeat the same thing you've been saying? Or will you finally decide that it's time to pack it up?
Well, first things first, game two, I said Afro Esports. We can replay the live. I said Afro Esports, please. And I said 10-11. Okay, I said two teams. But for game three, okay, I won't make any prediction. Let me let the players surprise me. I'm done losing. I'm not a loser. I hate it.
Yeah, that's the right. That is the only right answer. That is the right answer. Your predictions are not worth anything. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we're heading into Miramar any moment from now. And again, I would implore you guys to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Like the stream. The more you like the stream, the better the stream gets in your mind. It gets better. So don't forget to like this stream, ladies and gentlemen. Big shout out to production and 10 and 80 for bringing you guys La Coupe de Africana Season 2. It's been a long time coming, but it is Miramar time. And now it is going to be a very, very interesting game coming in for match number 3. Playing path is inside of the east to the southwest, all the way from the truck stop down to Minal del Sur. Inside of here, inside of this map, Mitch, where is your favorite spot? Because you said Sammy was your favorite in Sandhawk, but where do you like? Do you like Minas Generales? Do you like Cruz de Var? Do you like El Azhar? Do you like Hacienda del Patron? Do you like San Martin? Do you like Los Leones? Preto Paricio? What do you like? What's the vibe when you play Miramar? What's the vibe for you?
I don't play Miramar. But if I'm picking a place, I'd go for which place looks interesting. No, this place that has a shop. Is it the trailer park? That's my favorite because it has a shop. I'd say that's my best with truck stop as well. Those two places are the places I can land.
Okay, well, that means you don't know anything about Miramar. That's what I just learned now, that you don't know nothing about no Miramar truck stop. What are you even mentioning that place for? I mean, this zone, for example, if anybody's in truck stop, they are not surviving. They're definitely not surviving. But again, we're going to keep our eyes peeled to see who's going to play central and who's going to make, northern, southern, deep pocket rotations. I'm going to keep my eyes very, very heavily on those teams that are playing from the south. I'm not going to mention no names, but those teams that do love to play from the south, we're going to keep our eyes peeled on them to make sure that their strategy, you know, comes out into something interesting. But OP SWAT don't necessarily have the best day so far, but hopefully, they are very strong in Miramar. We've seen them turn up in Miramar before. Are they going to do it again? We're going to keep our eyes peeled if that's going to be the case. But Afro Esports have been absolutely next level for me. I believe, they just need a couple of more points, and I think they would have just done enough to at least remain in the top 8 as it stands. But currently, to get inside of the top 8 bubble, you need to be 9 points and above. Currently sitting in ninth is 9 points and above. Currently sitting in 8th is Neon Rising. After the debacle with that 1v4 against the guys from RC in the previous game, and that cut their chances a lot. That really cut their chances. There were 4 players up, but somehow they lost everything. But now, Knockout Machines and Afro Esports, the top 2 teams inside of the lobby right now might just be locking horns, and things could go from good to bad right now. And it looks like knockout machines are going to be the first ones to take some sort of damage, but Mushak returns cover immediately, and cover will be getting knocked away. Two of the big dogs are locking horns right now, and one would be surprised. Merrick charges a grenade, and Mushak's already on the ground floor. Another opportunity again, bounces that one into the corner, but doesn't get the job done. Sways into the right hand side, and now he has a dagger in hand. Trey is good immediately from Roma. The Uzi will clap, and it will sting. Merrick will be flushed. Trouble right now for Afro Esports. I believe knockout machines are tired of their they're tired of them at this point, and they are trying to reduce the gap between them and the rest of the teams in the lobby. Strategy. Strategy. It's all about strategy right now, Mitch.
It
Mitch, what's the
is.
best strategy to employ in Miramar?
Mm, I'd say keep the upper, focus on the hills and the mountains. Keep the high grounds. Always go high. If you go down, people on top might just get you. I just don't know. Has been happening a lot here in Miramar. For the teams that tend to do the lake rotations, they encounter the teams that have already held the mountains. They have the upper hand during the whole game. And for you who's just downhill, you're not really going to do that much. But for some teams, they actually do get to survive. I don't know how they do it, but it's usually a hard fight trying to get to the players that are already on top of the hills here. But for Miramar, I'd say just stay on the hills. If you can, be on top, just like that.
Ooh. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you heard that from Mitch. If you can be on top, Mitch loves to be on top. And she's already
Over.
telling you guys that that is the strategy to apply. Always be on top, guys. Do not be under, be on top. And
Yeah, who
knockout
doesn't
machines
like
will
to
definitely
have
try
to
to
be
be
on
on
top,
top.
priest? Man.
Yeah, I do. I don't like to be on top like that, but if an opportunity presents itself for me to be on top, I will be on top of that thing. Definitely gonna be on top.
You
Do love
should
to
change
be
your
on
name from priest, just saying. Why did you call yourself priest?
that is a long story that is not appropriate for the live stream. So I'll probably
Mm,
tell you when we're done. Yeah, I'll probably tell you how that came to be when we're done. But for now, I'm priest. And I love to be on top sometimes. Ladies and gentlemen, Afro Esports have lost a player for the first time early, but I think they have traded off. Knockout machines will also take a hit and fall to the side as well. Will decide for themselves how they want to advance going forwards. But it looks like 1HP have started to find their rhythm, and they are moving
mhm.
up and up. First elimination for them. I'm sure Mitch is getting very active in her seat as he sees the kill feed flash that color that she likes, which is 1 HP. And they have set their sight onto the guys from OP Squad. Pew Pew is invisible for now, but Termi has a sideline on his position. Lucini takes a lot of damage as he drives through the desert. You have to be very careful. Slazy did get knocked away there, but the resets, it looks like that is Rossini's plan to get his teammate back up, and it looks like it might be the case, but nope, it's too far out. Slazy will be down. And that is pressure! Pressure
Oh,
on Termi, and he gets knocked out immediately. But Slazy will unfortunately succumb to his injuries. 1 HP. Now have a potential for a 3 versus 3 here if OP SWAT can make the right decisions. It's all about the decisions now.
it
I mean,
is.
Mitch, do you enjoy the knock then push, or do you want to get two knocks then push, or do you want to just fight from a distance?
It depends on how close you are. If you're too far out, you're not close to the team that you just got a fast knock, then going for that push might not be the best thing. They might have enough seconds to actually get the revive and wait on you guys, even stop you guys as you try to get a push happening. But if it's just in the same, almost the same place, the way we've seen the 1 HP team, they're really close to the team that is right in front of them. They're actually in the same compound. So it's almost an easy push for that. If it's at that point, then I'd say once you get your first knock, you can easily get closer and maybe stop them from getting the revive, because for some teams, a knock actually disrupts their whole system. They start panicking. They have to get the revive. They have to put on the pressure. They have to tell each other what to do next. And if you make a mistake, sometimes the IGL can also panic and ask you what you're doing. But oh,
Ooh!
yeah, the camper with the
Here
DBS.
comes Serrano again. Serrano is that guy. He is absolutely that guy. They had no idea he was lying in the shadows with the DBS, and he threw it right into his ribs. That one must have really hurt. You know, there's some times in this game where you just get knocked and you get startled in real life. You get startled like, yo, where did you come out from? You know, where did that guy come out from? And I'm pretty sure that
Exactly.
that's how he must have felt when that happened to him. That's happened to you as well.
Hmm. It is like a talent in this game. It is literally everywhere. Well, I usually tell people I hate the DBS when PUBG was new, and no, not new, but when the DBS was new in the game, someone hit me with the DBS, and then my character's hairline went back. I don't know how that happened, but from that day I panicked. It made my game glitch. It made me hit the gun. Nah, and then you find someone camping with that DBS. Yo, I'd say it in Swahili, like they'd say "umai sweat haga wewe," but go look for a Kenyan and ask them what that means. But when a DBS gets you off guard, or when a camper gets you off guard, you will. Oh, I don't want to say it in English because it will sound wrong. So in Swahili, it makes sense. It's very wrong.
I see. I see. It's very wrong. Okay, sure. Let's use that as the excuse. I've heard that one before. But knockout machines, can they get the finish on what is left of Afro Esports? Nodi crashed into that little water tower. I think that would have been a big opportunity for him to get cooked, but unfortunately, Roma didn't want to give away his position. Glock has been knocked away and sent back into the lobby earlier on, so that will be a trade-off for them. But Afro Esports, the game is looking much more difficult for them as it goes on. Logic and Fabian will work hand in hand to rid the lobby of what's left for the guys from RC. They will be cut down to 2 as well. Again, playing off on that southern side. Again, the rotations are starting to come in. A couple of minutes until we move into phase 3 of the circle. One step closer. Remember, no team has been eliminated just yet. We still have all of the teams alive, but in bits and pieces. We've got a little solo here, we've got a duo there, we've got a trio there. Nobody is committing fully, but it looks like Envy have they smell blood in the water. I think they've been aware of Zeus's position for the longest time, but they've not decided to act on it just yet. Kuza is just behind the rocks there. He has been spotted. Logic has him on the sidelines, and he might decide to start to rain those bullets into that corner position. But unfortunately, that will not work. He taps away, continues to tap away. Well, he can't do much of anything from that distance. Kuza peeks out, will tag him up, and I believe his teammates are now aware of Logic's position. Again, a couple more sprays over to the side. And I knew that was going to be the end product of that exchange. Logic will have to rethink and re-strategize. But they are sitting quite comfortably in Minas Generales. I think they will hold this position at least for the next zone to decide for themselves if they want to hold this entire shift. Most rotations coming in over the hillside will force them out into the open. Most teams now already making those rotations, as you can see. A couple of oppositions into that corner. Little Boy again for the 3rd time in a row. Little Boy is the first player for Project X to get back into the lobby. We have been seeing this a lot. We've been seeing this a lot from from Project X. We've been seeing this a lot from Project X, but why does this keep happening? Why does Little Boy, why is he always the first to go back into the lobby? Is he really a little boy? Pew holding off the lines. Rossini prone on the ground, but it looks like 1 HP and OP Sword have decided to lock horns. The grenades are starting to fly out. And Temi sways into the right hand side. Pew Pew again continues to spam the nades, hoping for just one successful connection to change the lines there. But Rossini's off onto the left hand side, prone into the corner, and he's looking for a way through. Termi still on the high ground position. Not to give away his intel, but Punk is already outside. Rossini's making that play, and this could change things. Rossini's position is really, really crucial, really critical. But he might be exposed here. Look at Termi up on the roof, and he hasn't spotted him just yet. Tacos is going to fall. Termi knocks him away. I don't know what Rossini's plan was there, but that was a perfect opportunity to level the playing field. Now 1 HP have the numbers advantage to 4 versus 2. Pew Pew applies more pressure immediately, gets Amen knocked away. Tacos is still sprawled on the ground. Rossini finally steps up to the plate, gets a knock immediately. Punk flushed away. 2 versus 3 now. Pew Pew sways into the corner, and a grenade is in hand. He's in an open, exposed position, and a couple more sprays will drop the third. HP low. Immediately, OP SWAT looking for a way through. Rossini going back to get the reset on, but Taco's in trouble. Sways into the corner, and the grenade is topped off, but it doesn't connect. Pew Pew knows that he has to do something. They have to take the advantage that has been presented to their position. Tema is still hold up on the roof side. Amen finally getting picked up, but now the numbers are starting to look back into the favor of 1 HP. Pew Pew again with another grenade, and he bouncing into the corner. Sways into the right, but it doesn't connect. He tries again. And the roof, Taco still knocked away, still in trouble there. Rossini finally going back for that reset. And now it would be a very ideal position for them to make that happen. Is Finn aware? Could he pop the grenade over to the left-hand side? That could be an opportunity for them. But fortunately, for OP SWAT, they have reduced the numbers and they have evened the playing field. Amen now making the advance a little bit closer. Amen takes a hit. He sways it to the side. 2 shots immediately. Pew Pew with the DBS will crash the third. Tries again to the right-hand side. And his teammate will be swept away. Tacos knocks away and he will fall for the second time. Shotgun versus shotgun. Trade for trade. DBS against S687. And here comes Pew Pew again. Jump shot over to the right-hand side. HP's too low. He's not aware. Amen can he sway into the right-hand side. Another jump shot into the corner. And that will be clutch. Pew Pew. That is the sound his gun makes when he fires it out. 4 eliminations to OP SWAT. And Pew 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 is the way the DBS goes when you swing it from side to side.
You see, that's the gun, the sound the gun makes. Oh, I mean, if he hears that, he'd be sad because what? Why would the gun sound pew pew? Sounds all wrong. Anyway, we have the Astros players here trying to pick up the name. We have UNV. This team passing by, that is Afro Esports, winners of 2 games so far. That is the Sanok and the Rangel. And in Miramar, they seem to be having a slow game as well. They have just spotted the players from UNV, and we might just have a fight happening here sooner or later with how the players from UNV are really trying to start up some violence between them and the Afro Esports team. And they have decided that they are going to engage in this fight, whether they like it or not. We have Neo here just moving around the vehicle, probably scouting around here. The 1v1 beast here. Nice damage there. That DBS did not sound like pew pew, but the play there was almost the same. You have seen how he's gotten the knock, confirming it immediately. He gets that knock. So far, UNV did try and call in the players from Afro Esports to engage in a fight against them, and you can see what just happened there. They lost 2 of their players, and then for Afro Esports, they lost 1 of their players, which is also quite unfortunate for them there. But that was actually a really good DBS knock there. It was a knock and a fast, so that was quite satisfying to see. And now we have here Project X, and they're already down 2 players. 1 guy remains, and has to do a little bit of a clutch here just to show us that it's possible. We have not seen that happening yet for tonight's games, We of course are going to expect that to happen sooner or later. A clash is something we all anticipate, and for a player that is remaining as a solo right now, that is what we're going to expect him to do. If not, at least maybe get three, if not all of the players, in case he's taken back. So that would be really, really impressive. Looking at the zone here, it's shifting, moving further away from every single team. Only three or four teams are in zone as of now, but for every other team, they need to make it to zone so that they can be able to engage in a fight. For Afro Esports, it seems like Miramar is not their map. They have already lost three of their players. That is Nordi, Cover, and Eric. I'm not sure which name to say, but that name is very long. But yeah, that's a really interesting name. But for the team here for esports, they've lost at least three of their players. One guy remains. Neo has a lot to do, and I hope he does do something. Otherwise, their team might just not be having a good time here in Miramar. And looking around, we have here Glory for Knights. That is G4K. They're just holding here up the hill. They're waiting for the player there from UNB, who's right in front of them. So if anyone makes a mistake from either of the teams, we are going to have either of them losing at least some of their players, if not all. And for player, 10-11 is still around. 10-11 has been quiet. They have not really done a lot of fighting in this game. They have really done a slow, very, very slow game. They have not engaged at all. And now we can see them finally engaging, getting to have at least two kills from the Astra team there, and now they're moving aggressively. You can see them every single player with their own vehicle just scouting around Miramar. It's a big map, of course. You cannot go on foot, but you can see how they're going for that push that they have decided to go for final boss. Manta gets Molly out. Why a Molly? Nate is getting pushed by the final boss, and we're going to have a push happening here sooner or later in case any knock is registered. And yes, we do a one person of the final boss. First, gonna push happening there. Manta gets the amount of damage, but the cover from the teammates, he was unable to get the knock there. Mufasa trying to get a knock, gets knocked. We have I thought it was going to be a second knock. The amount of damage that was really good. Enemy there with the S1. Good damage on Shawarma. Oh, that must hurt because he was running and he was, attacked from the wrong side. Now I have to watch my words because now my words have been taken. Hey, but the guy was just giving his back, and he was taken back slowly with a shotgun. And now we have the drone here for night. Okay, have a team right next to them. That is Zeus. They're trying to get a push up in here. Temper gets knocked by Zeus. So for Zeus, they're actually engaging against two teams. We have G4K and Temper. That means Zeus at the moment is sandwiched, having at least two of their players getting knocked. And for the rest of trying to make it to the zone without losing even more players. But you can see Paradox has also been knocked there. That means that Temper is really putting up a hard fight on the players from Zeus. That part in, see what I was saying? As long as you're up, you have to keep doing my life. But even I feel like you need to be happy that this team, they're just leaving them. They're the ones there for Maestro. Maestro, they're Maestro. Trying to get down any knock that can come this way. Stop the player from Zeus trying to make it to the zone. And that is exactly how you should play your match. Up there, far away from everyone else, so that you can enjoy the game right. Oh, even 10-11. So the zone is currently shifting. There we are heading over to this sixth stage of the zone. It's going to be even more damaging, especially in Miramar. And if you're farther away from everyone else, you might not even make it to zone because of the number of teams that are going to be waiting for you inside the zone. We have our player there. Pew Pew gets knocked. That might be painful, but luckily for him, Tacos does get a DPS out and he plays it quite well and gets to survive for his team and get the revive there on Pew Pew. You have Tempa waiting at the same place right above everyone else, and they're waiting for a team to make a mistake so that they may enjoy a couple of knocks here. We have Glory for Knights moving around. So every team basically as of now are really, really trying to make it to the zone. They're really trying to get hold the best slot in Miramar just to enjoy the fights, because as soon as the zone shifts, you may not be able to do your rotation easily here with how everyone else is making it to the zone. We have Neon also getting closer to the place, still at the same place. Zeus also the same place, and they're really having hard here trying to move over from where they are to the next location. Zeus Logic there, they're getting a good amount of knocks there on the G4K. Just seeing how they have spread out, that means for Neon now, they might be the team that is getting sandwiched as of now. G4K having two players down. They're trying to get the revive happening. We have the recalcitrant crew joining their fight. So this place is a hotspot. The zone is shifting. Some teams are not even in zone and they're still engaged in this fight. G4K losing players to the zone. It is becoming really intense. He tries to get his player up there, carrying him, trying to make it to the zone, but it doesn't work out for them. And they lose the two of their players, but we have their two of them still remaining. Temper waiting in the zone. Miramar is not a place you want to joke with. You have to be in the zone. You have to survive. You have to make it to the best place, and that is the highest point in the map so that you can see every single team as they try to fight. Because Citrans are getting some knocks there on G4K. That means only one guy remains, and that is Zekro. Needs get cooked. Because Citrans crew are getting COVID there. Oh, oh, what just happened? Huh? Oh, okay, I see. So G4K gets
Looks like
decimated. I always say it's a good trophy, but the COVID is still
yeah,
there.
G4K looking for a way inside, and it looks like Gold Diggers Esports are looking for a way through as well, but it looks like Bego is going to cat lock. She immediately gets him knocked away there, and Nobunaga is going to be exposed. Falls into the corner as well, swaying to the right-hand side, but we'll go for the finish. 10-11 up to 7 eliminations now. Gold Diggers Esports will lose yet another player. They're down to one left. 10-11 somehow still outside of the zone. They will need to make that advance and they will need to make a way into that zone. And they are gonna have a really tricky spot here to make through, but 10-11 already making the advance. They are already making that play. The smoke's already to blind the position. OP swap past D, and the spray is good, but unfortunately that one will not connect, and it will connect this time. And Mentor falls into the corner. Bego now sways into the right hand side. 2 versus 2. Pew Pew sways into it again, tries the left hand side. Grenade cooked to perfection, but Bego's already making the play. Swaying to the right hand side, confuses Pew Pew, and he will miss the grenade option, and he will be getting dropped off into that corner, trying to get his HP back up. 10-11 now into SWAT's position, but the DBS will connect immediately. Enemy falls, and the DBS will close that gap immediately as well. 9 eliminations now for OP SWAT. We've seen how crazy they can get. They will lose 2 of their players. 10-11. It will all be down to Bego. How far can he go? How far will he survive? Play zone not too friendly for them. 9 eliminations still for OP SWAT. They have had a fantastic game so far, but they need more. They need so much more to get into that bubble. 6 teams left. 11 players alive, all looking for a way through. 10-11 down to 1. OP SWAT down to 2. Only Temper have 3 players up. Gold Diggers still have 1. Neon Rising still have 2. But very low on HP. Quexa, unfortunately, will be going out. Will pay homage to 6 guard as he goes out as well. Playzone now switches over to that northern side. Hill position. Still, RC have 2 players alive. Sereno is still very much alive here. As Val pulls up to his position to gather some more intel. 6 guard plays a little bit closer to the chest. Their legend playing off behind that position as well, trying to apply more pressure. Sharo is exposed and he will be sent back into the lobby. That will be good night to Gold Diggers Esports. And now we're down to 5 teams. Maestrop still behind. The zone is going to force him out into the open. And the grenades are getting charged up from Bego. He's aware that there's opposition inside of that corner as well. Pew Pew also charging his own grenade, trying to keep Bego out of reach, trying to keep him at arm's length. OP SWAT making the play. They have not been able to increase their elimination so far just yet. Bego continues to apply more of that pressure as he pops yet another grenade. Molotov is beautiful from 6 guard, but the return fire is even better from Sval. And RC trying to get their numbers up, but Maestrop will finally fall to the zone. Sereno will claim yet another body. Another grenade sent over from Bego. He's sprawled onto the ground, trying to keep his numbers up and trying to keep his position avert. Pew Pew finally deciding to leave the building that has provided him and his teammates so much protection for the time being. But Neon Rising still have a player alive. It is that guy. And can he make something happen here? He's trying to spin it through. He's trying to keep his composure. He can't afford to make any mistakes. Smokes, grenades all over the top side. Sereno and Sval still working hand in hand over to the hillside position. OP SWAT also making a play for it. It is now the right time. Here comes the opportunity. There goes exposed. And that guy was ready. He pops the grenade. And now the DBS will shut it down immediately. Down to 4 now. More pressure from 6 guard as he clutches that one immediately. OP SWAT. Sway 2 for 2. That guy is immediately dropped away. Sway into the right hand side. Tried to pop the first. Gets the knock again. And here comes 6 guard. Sways it to the right hand side. Jump shot is good, but he will be swept off by Pew Pew. And that is the sound the gun makes again as Pew Pew will take that chicken dinner for OP SWAT.
That sound like his name. That's quite interesting because now finally we have OP SWAT esports getting the win. We have not seen them shining this much since the beginning of the game. Now they have finally picked up the video of the logo. Now they are putting in the effort. They have gone for exactly who they came to be, and they got OP SWAT esports. Nothing like the team that is calling themselves like an army team there. They have done a really good job, and they have gotten themselves a winner with a chicken dinner, like bagging 20 points in total. We have Slazy and Dylan. Oh, what happened to Slazy? I believe he was maybe the med of the team. We have City with the 2 eliminations at damage of 318. We have Tacos there with the 5 eliminations with a damage of 474. And then Pew Pew, the man of the match there with the DBS, gets himself 3 elimination. But then again, the damage is quite high. 1043 is really high coming from him, and it's actually expected seeing the amount of damage he really did put up during the games, the amount of knocks he was getting the DBS, the confirmed kills for his team whenever they had players knocked right in front of them there. So that was really good. Looking at the number of eliminations, we have 54 eliminations in this match. We have 61 knockouts. Uh, for this game, of course, the knockouts are going to be quite high, seeing how many times we've seen fights, people third party teams getting knocked and a lot happening there. The damage, the total healing, sorry, 8,000. We have 1 vehicle elimination, 26 assists, and 5 grenade eliminations. We have witnessed the grenades flying in. We have seen how the players have used the grenades in this game, Miramar, and we have enjoyed every single one of them. We have OP SWAT Esports and Temper getting at least 1,835 on OP and Temper with 1,400. That's a really small margin. That means they were almost the same level with the amount of damage they dealt in this game. We have 10 knocks from SWAT and 7 from Temper, 10 eliminations from SWAT with 5 from Temper, but the total points for OP SWAT at 20 and Temper at 11. You can see where the margin became bigger. It all stands out in the number of total points they have gotten, sorry. And for the eliminations, there you can see for Temper having 5 and dealing a damage of 1,468. That does make sense. When we saw them, they had the highest point in Miramar. They were watching people as they were trying to make it his own. So, of course, their damage was about to be that high. Looking at the match MVP, of course, it is OP Pew Pew there, getting himself at least 3 eliminations with a damage of 1,043. That was definitely expected from him, giving 4 assists and 4 knockouts and healing 282. So this was definitely expected from Pew Pew there. The damage, of course, was there. We have seen him doing it. We have seen the last zone fight. We have seen the 1v1 there. He did not disappoint, and he, of course, deserves the MVP title for Game 3. That is Miramar, and we are exactly here for that. For the four priest calling him Pew Pew and say that his DBS sounds like Pew Pew, I still stand by it. I'm sure he's going to be feeling different, priest. He's not going to feel the same. All right.
You're right about that one, absolutely. But Tacos was impressive as well. Five eliminations to the good, over 400 plus damage dealt. Serion again putting in a masterclass, but six guard was standing on business as well. Four eliminations to the good, 700 plus damage point. But let's not forget, Pew Pew was next level, over 1,000 damage points. Next level, but only had three eliminations to show for it. But we all saw with our eyes how incredible his performance was. But Mentor from 1011 also finally 1011 will get on the score sheet when it comes to fragging out and putting up numbers on the board. Big game from 1011, big game from Temper, and an even bigger game from OP SWAT as they will walk away with 20 points, 10 eliminations with that chicken dinner to boot. Temper in second with 11, sharing the spoils with 10-11 as well, 11 apiece. RC also putting up numbers there. Sereno and the rest of the team in next level performance. Neon Rising, once again, they will put up numbers. G4K in 6 with 5, sharing out with Afro Esports, also putting up numbers. But unfortunately, 1 HP, still yet to find the drive, still yet to find your footing. Zeus in 12th place as well, just couldn't crack it. Astra also getting eliminated a little bit too earlier on, but they did manage to secure one or two eliminations across the board inside of the final third. Project X, X Space, and Mercenary Union, unfortunately, just a shadow of their former selves. Not a lot of points to back into that one, but Serion is on top of things and in good, solid fashion. Over 1,400 in damage points, 10 eliminations as well. Merrick is chasing quite closely, 8 eliminations for him as well, over 1,100 in damage. And yeah, Six God is following suit as well, 1,300 with his amazing performance so far, but he has only 7 eliminations. Speaking of 7, Zekrom will also have 7 and 1,000 to follow suit. Moshax in 5th with 1,100 as well, but tallying with 6 eliminations. Again, you have to respect the fact now that we have 5 different top fraggers. There are 5 different top fraggers. That's to tell you how difficult it is, how competitive the game is. Afro Esports still untouchable so far. Temper following them, 43 points to 28, but the guys from Knockout Machines in third with 23, RC in fourth with 22, OP SWAT, their chicken dinner boost them all the way into the top 5, and they're sitting currently with 20 points. But take a look at that, 6th, 7th, and 8th, all sharing 17 points apiece. Project X, 1011, G4K, all with 17 points. Neon Rising just behind them with a point behind, 16 to the good. Gold Diggers Esports in 10th with 12, also sharing 12 points with Astro. Remember, top 8 will advance to the grand finals, and the table is already starting to take shape. The who's are starting to move around. 1 HP still out. Still haven't been able to find their rhythm. But ladies and gentlemen, it's match number 3, La Coupe d'Africana, and what a time to be alive. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the live stream, and we will be right back after the break. It is your boy Priest, and I'm here with Mitch.
BRB.
falala falala. Make a de falala falala. Blessings upon my life till they see me for valala. Mama say make I listen to Jah, make I no reason to fall. Man I be living too fast, make I dey chill and relax. Life has been good to me, I do not take this with levity. Nothing is new to me, but lucky I'm grateful for everything. The good and the bad and the ugly, all of the joy and the suffering. And then it dawned on me, all that I seek is in front of me. Iṣẹ́ Olúwa kò sẹ́ni tó yé bí mo ṣe ṣe mi ò mọ̀. I just dey stay on my grind every day, I keep my eyes looking up. As you dey see, I give the glory to God. As you dey see, I give the glory to God. Iṣẹ́ Olúwa kò sẹ́ni tó yé bí mo ṣe ṣe mi ò mọ̀. I just dey stay on my grind every day, I keep my eyes looking up. As you dey see, I give the glory to God. As you dey see, I give the glory to God.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're active once more. We're active once more. Welcome back to La Coupe d'Africana. It is season 2. It is match number 4. And it is your boy Priest, and I'm here with Mitch, and we've been having an awesome time together, haven't we, Mitch?
Yes, we have. We have been enjoying how people are turning the tables for us, honestly, for OP SWAT, especially for them. It's quite impressive what they did. And of course, for the people of the, like Pew Pew, who are really putting up a really good fight and entertaining us here as we watch the games. I am definitely enjoying these games. And we're going into match 4, Erangel. And this time, I'm the one asking you, Priest. Do you want to make a prediction? Please do.
Well, we had Afro Esports do a madness on the first Erangel. So, but I think by now their energy has fizzled out. I think they've fizzled out by now. We saw it in Miramar. They fell a little bit short, and their energy levels. It takes a lot for you to be consistent in all the games. So again, you always got to stand on business. You always got to be ready, to turn things around. But ladies and gentlemen, interesting playing path we've got for ourselves here, from the north all the way down to the south. In this type of playing path, it's always very, very, very difficult to predict the zone and how you want to make your rotations around the zone. But again, every single position that has been given to these teams, every single angle, every single idea when it comes to making rotations, it is very, very questionable in the first couple of phases of the zone, especially if the playing path is not in your preferred position. So you can go to your landing spot. You can see Envy already occupying Saverni. Astra still sticking with Zarki. We saw that in match number 1, and that's exactly where they went. Now we've got Mercenary Union in the cut. They are finally here, and they are going to be taking up that northwestern side of Georgeport again. I would think there would be more to it than that. Zeus just inside of the hospital area, 10-11, also making a little bit of an advance toward Yasnaya Poliana. Rozok is going to be home to Project X. And I think Gold Diggers Esports, if I'm not mistaken, they might be deciding to have a little bit of something to do inside of that central position. We saw Knockout Machines in Pachinki in match number 1, and they maintain that position as well. But Temper and the rest of them also going to be just outside of Ferry Pier, the southern side. But X Space will in fact be there inside of the final third for that game. But Neon Rising and I believe Gold Diggers Esports, very, very deep in the south of Military Base, is going to be very interesting here. But these guys might lock horns, and we're going to keep our eyes peeled on where the action is going to be brewing from. But for the time being, 1 HP. Mitch, what do you think they need to do, to change their fate?
I could say for now, I feel like they are not yet as comfortable as they were during the groupings. Maybe the pressure for the semis, and then I think it's getting to them. But they're a good team. They're oh, sorry. They're really not familiar with the pressure, let me put it that way, because most of the time we wouldn't have them coming in the finals for many leagues because they were a new team, and now that they have changed their strategy, their skills have become better. We're now seeing them in the finals for a couple of games, and I guess that's maybe what is getting to them. But let's just wait and see. Probably they'll get to do better. I'm hoping that they will. That's my only hope as of now.
All right. Well, looks like Afro Esports are also getting their hands dirty. They will get a first elimination, and it's against the guys from Neon Rising. But looks like G4K are trying to get even back here, and they will be packing it in. And X Space are going to be taking hit after hit. Zombie on the other side will be swaying in, and will be getting swept off. Gate God back into the lobby. He's going to go as well, and that will be another knock to follow suit. Sways into the right hand side. Titan is charging that grenade to perfection, and that grenade might be launched perfectly. And it was launched perfectly, and he will make the push. He knows that he's low on HP. He's already making the advance, and he takes a couple more shots. Can he sway again? Fellas, getting picked up, trying to get his numbers up as well. Zekrom is very low on HP, and I believe that's going to be good night for him. Grenade is outside. Fellas already making the move. Titan sways into the corner and will be good night. G4K will not see another light. They will go out first. And the table has started to shift even much more difficult positions here. Things are not looking as bright as they thought it would be, because currently G4K in 6th, and that will knock them out of the bubble. The rest of the other teams will have the advantage to push over that position. But it looks like OP SWAT coming fresh off that chicken dinner, high morale, high adrenaline, everything on the up and swing right now. Can they hold on? As Project X, we know that little boy is the first one that always gets knocked. Will that happen again for the fourth time in a row? Sereno, fortunately, he's not liking the size of this one again. He sways over to the right-hand side. Quexer trying to get his numbers up again. Zdal is trying to give the intel, but he might be going for the finish. He does go for the finish, and he will be clutching that one up. Neon Rising now. Where is Shaq? Sways into the corner. Bowles finally gets finished. Corner is an open space right now. Sereno, can he get him into that corner again? Have the opportunity to swing by, but unfortunately just couldn't make it happen. Shaq is in the corner, and that will be clutch. RC will be sent back into the lobby by Neon Rising. And Quexa and Shaq working hand in hand to make something special happen. OP SWAT now making the advance play. Aura inside of the corner. Can he make a way through? Switches over to the UMP. Puts a suppressor on it to hide the bullets, but unfortunately can't hide from the ops. They already know he's in there. And the solid grenade turn things around here. Aura still dancing around inside of the shack. Hasn't moved the muscle just yet. Can be swaying into that left-hand side. Little boy is providing that sort of cover, but all it takes is a perfectly timed grenade right through that open position on the top half there, and that will be good night for Aura. And he's still holding on. Aria's on the other side. Slazy's making the advance with the M16 in hand. And Tacos is just biding his time, but he knows that he's quite protected inside, and that is why he's not trying to commit to that position. So might probably think about how that will work out for them again. The Pew Pew will continue to apply some of that pressure all the way right back to Project X. Unfortunately for them, they will be sharing Rozok, at least for the time being. They've run into a little bit of a stalemate. You give me Rozok. No, you give me Rozok. No, you give me Rozok. And that is the back-to-back energy we've been seeing from OP SWAT and Project X. Project X currently sitting also in 8th place with the same 17 points. So every single point from here going forward is going to be very, very, very vital to who is going to qualify to the grand finals of La Coupe d'Africana Season 2. Again, I'm going to have to ask you, Mitch, the rotations that 1HP and Project X and these teams that do love to play a little bit more central and, that just avoid the edge of the circle as much as possible. Do you think that strategy has worked so far, seeing where they are on the leaderboard?
No, it has not worked out for them, especially even for Project X. They have really been having a hard time with how many teams get to join them very early in the game. They have forced to engage in fights really, really early, and it's been affecting their performance. So of course, you say they're a really good team. You say they're a solid team, and that's what we're expecting from them. But with how things are going right now, I see what's happening here in Rozok. For now, yes, they have in the upper hand, they're getting the skills, but you can see they have at least one player in lobby that is the boy. Aura is down. Knight is on this other side of the game, of the map in Rozok, and you can see the other player is also on the other end. So it's not really going well for these teams. Excuse me, even for 1HP, same thing. It is not going well for those teams that are playing the central part of the game during the first zones. But let's
Interesting
just have a quick look at what is
dynamic.
happening here.
Very interesting dynamic.
Yes, it is. It is definitely interesting. You can see Project X there are really trying to survive. They are yet to get their revamp on Aura because the amount of pressure they're receiving there from OP team is really, really high. But luckily for Aura, he's getting revived and now he can finally engage in this fight, maybe increase the chances of surviving. But for this one, they just got their first chicken dinner tonight, and what they should be really focusing on is getting even more points, maybe focusing on even getting another chicken dinner. But as of this game, they landed centrally in the map, and you can see now everyone is now surrounding them. They have to engage in a fight. UNV is also surrounding Project X. So in Rozok right now, it does not look safe for anything that is here, especially for those that are not familiar with the buildings and maybe they do not have good earphones, because now at this point you need to be able to hear when a team is passing by with the vehicle. You have to hear when anything happens. So let's just see how this is going to play out for these teams, that is Project X, OP, SWAT, and UNV here in Rozok. And for Mercenary Union, we have to talk about that. They just joined the game. They are late. They have exactly 0 points. Do you believe that they can catch up? For me, I can say yes, they can, but for me, they can. Oh, DBSs, let's go. Hey, this OP team with the DPS are really, really good at it. But we can see a knock on the house there. Stage getting casted. We're really trying to get a push here on Aura. And he still has the DPS out as well. We have a knock there. OP SWAT and his LP as a team itself seems like they are really good with the DPS. And that gun is really working wonders for their team. The last player remaining does get something happening there. Gets a whole team. Not the whole team, but all the players from Aura that got to push the rest Aura. And sorry, from Project X. We have the enemy there joining the fight tonight, trying to get a knock happening here, but the cover from the teammates of doing here. They're trying to make him get some time to heal up, and he's doing exactly that. Trying to get some healing happening. The enemy players are getting a push here. Knight is doing a lot of damage. What? Why did Didi stop in the open like that? What? Why? Oh, I was about to question Didi's name, but his teammate there, baby, joins in the fight, and he finally gets the last player from Project X, and they can finally get to revive Didi, giving him some more chances to get something going on for his team. But you can see OP SWAT, the solo player, is still around, just waiting patiently to see what he can do to enjoy this fight. He's not exposing himself. He doesn't want to lose yet, but I'm sure if he can see a knock crawling right in front of him, that might just be the weakness. He might have to accept and just engage, and then that might expose his location. But we have Astra also coming in, Rozok, and they want to engage. That means Rozok might just be a hot spot here in this fourth game of the night. That is a wrangle. We can see how many teams are getting towards Rozok. I cannot even believe we have already played 3 games down. That is because we had a team there winning 2 games, and the first and the second game, Sanok and Orangel. We had for esports, then having Opuswat come in the third game and winning that. In the fourth game now, we want to see which team is going to take the win. But before we do that, for the people that are watching the live stream as of now, make sure you like the live stream, share the live stream link, tell your friends to come watch you guys as you play the La Cup de Africana games semi-finale, and also subscribe to the YouTube channel. They have to grow as well as you enjoy the games, and for the production team that is putting these the games up for you guys to enjoy, we have to give them a big shout out and thank you so much for doing this for La Cup. And let's get back to the game. Afro Esports here, just enjoying the map. We had them winning the first game for Erangel. I don't know if this is going to be the same thing happening now in the second Erangel game. But we're just going to wait and see. Probably we'll see more. But for now, they're still playing it safe. They're not engaging at all. You can see they're doing the very wide flanks. They're keeping the game just by the edge of the zone. They don't want to be in the middle like the team that currently in Rozok. You envy. Oh, he got some damage. But you envy here are really trying to put the pressure there on Astra. And for the player there from OP, still holding it here in Rozok. He's not going to expose his location. Of course, if I was a solo just like him, I will expose my location as well. And the zone is about to shift, and we're about to see which teams are going to have to put up a whole fight just to survive in this game. But let's just have a quick look around. We can see a Master Union just chilling in ruins. They don't want to engage that early. That means I just called it. They are now trying to gather up their points here. And we have 10-11 and Afro Esports now encountering each other. We need to see this fight. It's going to be Nigeria versus Nigeria between 10-11 and Afro Esports. Which team is the best? I wouldn't know, but I only know of 10-11. But it seems like Afro Esports is a team that is actually doing really well from Nigeria. So let's just see what is happening here, because Nobunaga, Chris, how do you say that name? I only know Onaga.
It is Nobunaga, and he has been. He's Nobunaga, and he has been swagging on that one. And that was an interesting turn of events there, but cover is going to be swept away there immediately as he tried to go for that flush. Unfortunately for him, Merrick, who's also going to get knocked away here, and 10-11 do have the upper hand against Afro Esports. Covers into that corner. Mentor's already making the advance. Cover will be swept away, but Nobunaga actually made the mistake of going for the finish in broad daylight, and he's going to be knocked away as well. Zeus also looking for a way inside of the zone. They have found a position very favorable for them, just holding the bridge and in the corner. And here comes Mentor getting a finish as well. Neil will bite the dust, and Afro Esports crumbling under the boot, the heel of 10-11. One by one, they will be losing another, and surely they are just down to one now. More pressure from Logic. Grenade sent over, and Afro Esports will be eliminated in that fell swoop. 10-11 will put them back into the lobby. Four eliminations will see 10-11 go up into 6th, just above Neon Rising and Project X, G4K as well. And this would be a very big gap left in the open for 1 HP Astra, Gold Digger, Zeus to all climb into that space that has been left open by Project X Neon and G4K. One of them or two of them can find their way through and take that position away. But it is all about making the right choices at the right time. Tempo, on the other hand, unfortunately for them, just couldn't make it in time to play as 4. They will be playing as 3. It's a little bit of a slow-paced game here. There will be more opportunities here, but Mercenary Union are starting to get very active there. Prison sends some more shots and some more shots over to the top side. And Temper will have to reposition and rethink their options and decide what kind of values they want here for this position that they've got so far. 6 God is the one that was taking the brunt of the trauma, that the bullets were being left in his wake. The Mercenary Union will have a very solid position, making their own advance. As 10-11 will also be playing it a little bit safer, a little bit closer here. Do you have Envy just up north? Could be very crucial for them how they will play going into the next phase of the circle. Mentor driving a little bit too close for comfort there. The possibility that he could have gotten warned. Playzone has moved just northwest of Rozok, opening right into the center position. 1 HP sitting quite nicely up onto that northern side. And that could be an interesting play. We've now making the play, but they've already been surrounded. 10-11. Overwhelming the guys from Envy. Mentor now pros into the corner and another opportunity. Flank had no idea that he was tagged up from the backside and a sway into the corner, but Baby's there, goes for the finish, and Mentor immediately gets swept away. That will be good night. 10-11 now on the receiving end of that chaotic position, but here comes Nobunaga. He wants more of the chaos. Baby's up on the high side, will be able to apply more of that pressure. Peeks into the corner. The grenade is sent over. Will that make the job done? Yes, it does connect. Reverb falls for the second time, and he might be turning into Jesus Christ the way he's just falling. Flank plays over to the right hand side, and another grenade over. Pego goes for the finish, but the DBS is no match for the S12K. Sway into the corner, and Enemy will make an enemy of Envy as Baby will go back to bed. Envy swept away. 7 eliminations for 10-11 at the cost of Mentor. But that chicken dinner is in sight.
So you're basically saying 10-11 is looking for the winner chicken dinner?
Wah. Baby's gonna cry.
He wants to stop some violence here between. He wants 10-11 to be
between Nigeria and South Africa, innit?
He wants.
I mean, that was the first. That was actually the first. You know that was match day 1. Match day 1 was actually Nigeria against South Africa. It was a 2-2 draw. You know, Nigeria 2, South Africa 2. So that was how it went down for match day 1. And it looks like 10-11 will continue their onslaught position coming in from that northern side. But it's going to be a very hard rotation for them to make against Mercenary Union, because these guys are very solid defensively. They are very capable of holding the positions and lines off of those corners. They will have to find a way around as well. We're going to keep our eyes peeled and keep our eyes fruitious to see what exactly is going to be the big possibility here. And there's another opportunity again, swayed into the corner again. Nobunaga is exposed, and Gold Diggers Esports made a very huge play. Nobunaga gets finished, but Shadow as well will be traded off, one for the other. Loksh tries to get the numbers back up as well. Peek into the corner, and another spray from Enemy. The trade-off is good, but Bego's going to be escaped by Aries, and that is where the numbers advantage will come into play. And unfortunately, that will be good night for Enemy. Logic is there, and that will be 10-11 going out in 8th place. Big game now. Big opportunity for any of these teams to climb into that hole that has been left wide open by OP, SWAT, RC, and Project X. So many teams could climb over the rest of the others now. It's another big opportunity. Demos finally succumbs and falls to the side, and that will be another one will biting the dust as well. Gold Diggers Esports go out in 7th. Prison drove into the central position, gets knocked away. Trouble right now for Mercenary Union. Can they hold on? Can they absorb the pressure? Black makes the advance a little bit closer, but he's exposed and finally hops out of the vehicle, but he could be taking damage. Six God is there, but Glock will knock him away, falls into the side, and Demon King goes for the finish, drops away immediately with the DBS, connects the final shot, but his teammates, they're all scattered all over the place, and Six God sends a grenade just in the nick of time, but he manages to get his HP back up, costs his HP as well, and Six God once again will come clutch for Temper as they maintain maximum composure.
How did they not see 6 God? Master Union team just went directly there. We had Demon King being able to heal up, but then it did not work out. We have now knockout machines going towards where we had 6 God and the nade, of course, to get him, taking him back to lobby. And you can see what is happening right now. People are getting forced to go for the pushes for the team that is right in front of them. You can see 1 HP XDR. They have to go towards Zeus. The zone is pushing every single team towards each other. There is no chance that you can camp out this last zone with how it is getting smaller. There is no only the trees and the rocks to be used as cover. 1 HP XDR finally making it to the top 4 teams that are finally in the last fight, and it's quite some time before we saw them recovering and trying to be the best that they can be, the players that we know they are, and we're going to see them now getting forced to engage in a fight. So let's just see how this is going to work out for them. And now they're trying to make it to the zone. One of their players is already in zone. He has the advantage of stopping any team player that might try to get a knock on his teammate, but already made the flight in. We have a second of the 1 HP. 2 players remain, and we have Dula here and Amen. Yes, Amen. Oh, beautiful spray there through the smoke. He gets his own knock, and he's now smoking himself out. We have their Dula as well. He's really trying to survive for his team, but what is happening here is that nothing is working out for their team. They tried to go inside the zone. They were surprised by nades or fires from every single team that was around. You have Dula now trying to do something, but look at that nade. It lands right in front of his face and takes him back to lobby, the knockout machine. A beautiful Kobe there on the 1 HP player. Dula taking him back to lobby immediately. We have Zeus right in front of the knockout machines. That means they're really, really good at the nades there, because that nade was on point. It landed exactly where he was. Astra also losing some of the players. Zeus knocked player has already been taken back to lobby. There's no chance of him getting revived. And now for knockout machines, with how the zone is, they are the ones having an advantage. They stand every chance to take out the players from Zeus or from Astra as they try to make it to the zone. But let's just wait and see what is going to happen here. We have one of their teammates getting off. Zeus, they're getting spotted, taken back slowly. Good stuff there from Mushat, one of the MVPs, of course, from the beginning of the game, and he still did his thing. Waiting patiently, seems to be enjoying the jumping up and down for some reason, trying to see right in front of him. And we have Zeus there going into the vehicles. We have a push happening on the players from the knockout machines. You can see how they're trying to get their knocks there, and unfortunately they did get their knock with the vehicles. Sometimes it's very embarrassing to get knocked using vehicles, but his teammate there with the 1000 IQ gets to change his position and just like using the vehicle. We love to see those things. They actually make the game lively. But we have Lucifer going in for that push. Mollies get thrown towards him, but we have any knock getting registered from that Molly. He has no nade as of now. Oh, Zeus, a logic with a Kobe, gets himself a kill on the knockout machines, a player that was the last person remaining from his team. 2 teams now remaining, that is Astra and Zeus. It's a 2v1. Astra, Shawarma is again the last one remaining from his team. We have seen this happening before all the time. After every battle, he's the only one remaining from his team, and now he has to do a 1v2 against the players from Zeus. And we have Logic and Lucifer coming in. Let's go. Oh, okay. Beautiful pre-fire. Of course, if you can hear him, why not pre-fire? And we have to see Logic, both UMP players, and look at that beautiful spray from Logic. And we
he got cooked. yeah. Shawarma got cooked, bro. I don't even think he dealt any damage, bro. I don't even think he dealt any damage there, bro. He got cooked. Yeah,
Yeah, he did some
he
really
just
nice
got
teamwork.
cooked, bro. Yeah, but
Exactly.
beautiful stuff coming in from Zeus. Chicken dinner, 6 eliminations, 22 points. Now that puts them in a very, very soft position. I think it carries them up to 7th place. That is amazing what a chicken dinner can do for you, man. It's absolutely insane what a chicken dinner can do for you. But that was a beautiful finish coming through from Zeus. Standing on business, 10 toes down. And that is the kind of performance we love to see. Faker dealing 63 damage, but somehow surviving 24 minutes. I need to learn that strategy. 205 from Fabian, and also no eliminations, also surviving 23 minutes. I need to learn this strategy. Logic, on the other hand, 700 plus with 5 eliminations, 25 minutes on the clock. And Lucifer as well, putting in also 25 minutes on the clock and winning that chicken dinner with 1 elimination and 200 plus, or roughly just call it 300 damage points. 59 total eliminations and 59 knockouts. So that's to tell you that for every knock, there was a corresponding finish. Nobody left their knock to any other person. If you're not getting knocked, you're getting cooked. 7,000 total heals. I think this is the highest we've seen today.
Yes, sir.
7,000, over 7,000 total heals. That should tell you that there's a lot of healing going on. A lot of guys were pressing the med kits. 8 total grenade eliminations. Kobe's left, right, and center. We saw that amazing one that just leaped in against the guys from Knockout Machines. That was some nasty work. That grenade was absolutely nasty. 37 assists. Handwork of those guys that survive 25 minutes but no elims, but they have a lot of assists. We gotta love those strategies. Still over 1,300 for Zeus against the guys from Knockout Machines, and they were looking very, very solid. Still 7 in total in the knock side for Knockout Machines. They were looking even better there as well. But again, the chicken dinner reigns supreme. 16 points for Zeus, 14 for Knockout Machines. Again, 2 points is a difference, and all it takes is that chicken dinner to change things. And that is how you make it happen. Big moves, big game, big plays from Zeus. Mauritius standing on business against Libya. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you come out swinging. 4 games down, 1 more game to go. Again, MVP was Logic, and he well deservedly so. He was carrying his team on his back. His back was aching, back breaking activities were going on, but that did not stop him. Logic was next level. Zeus coming out there with that chicken dinner, 761 damage points, and he still got 2 knockouts. Next level player. Keep our eyes open for Logic. He was absolutely fantastic for Zeus Esports. But again, it is not over just yet. I know it's going to boil into the last game. What the leaderboard is going to say and how it's going to look coming into match number 5 for the semifinals. Remember, it is the top 8 teams that will advance into the next stage. But take a look at that. Logic was front and center. 5 eliminations to the good. And Roma from Knockout Machines with Toxic working hand in hand as well to get us all of those eliminations, 6 apiece for them, but roughly the same amount, really. It's just a matter of a couple of points in there. But 10-11 will produce 2 players, Mentor and Enemy, and Enemy was on demon timing. We saw how crazy the sprays were with the 4 times on the M4 all the way across back to back, front and center. We loved every minute of it. But let's take a look at the overall Fraggers board to get a feel of what it's looking like right after this. But 16 total points. You gotta love it. You gotta love it still. 14 for Knockout Machines. Astra finally clutching up again. 11 total. 10-11 with 9. 1 HP. Finally getting into their stride with 9 as well. X-Space in 6 with 5. Mercenary Union Temper as well, all sharing 5 points apiece. Gold Diggers Esports in ninth place with 3. Same with OP SWAT, Envy, and Neon Rising. Afro Esports, unfortunately, like I told you, the gas is starting to fizzle out and they're starting to crumble. They go out with just 2 points. Project X with 2 as well. Glory 4 Knights, G4K with 1 point as well, and RC with no points. Unfortunately, they just couldn't keep it up. Sereno, there's only so much he could do. But finally, now we have our top fraggers: Merrick, Serion, Six Guard, Mentor, and Zekrom. And take a look at that. 10-11 have finally broken in to the conversation now with 8 eliminations. 10 for Merrick, 10 for Serion, and 8 as well for Six Guard. Total of a combined 1,300 eliminations for Merrick, 1,400 for Serion, Six Guard with 1,600, and Mentor with 1,500, with Zekrom with 1,100. Again, it's all about how consistent you can be across the board. Amazing stuff through coming from most of these players. But take a look at that now. Afro Esports are now within reach. 8 points away from Wiz Machines, from Knockout Machines. Temper in third with 33. 10-11 are now in the 20s with 26. OP SWAT with 23. Astra with 23 as well. Zeus with 22. RC with 22. 1HP with 20. Neon with 19. Project S with 19. G4K with 18. All the difference between 12th and 8th place is just 4 points. Gold Diggers Esports is just 7 points away from making it to the grand final. This is absolutely wicked activity, and it is how crazy La Coupe d'Africana can get. But I think this final game we're about to get into is going to decide for us what the energy is going to be like. But ladies and gentlemen, what a time to be alive. La Coupe d'Africana Season 2 brought to you by 1080 Esports in conjunction with Wise as well. What a game we have had so far. Afro Esports taking 2 chicken dinners, OP SWAT with the 3rd, and Zeus with the 4th chicken dinner. Who's going to take match number 5? We'll find out right after the break. It's La Coupe Season 2. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Attention! This is not a test. this is a message. It's time to wake up. Find the beast, scan the code.
All right, we're back to the show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to La Cobra Africana Season 2. It's your boy Priest, and I'm here with Mitch. Mitch, you have just witnessed greatness. You saw shawarma get folded and packed up and put inside of what do they call those things that they wrap shawarma in? There's a word for it. I think it's called a tortilla. Yeah, shawarma got packed up in a tortilla and sent back into the lobby. But what a game that was. What are you expecting in this final game? You saw the leaderboard. You saw how close all these teams are packed up together. It is very, very close. Who do you think? Do you think there's going to be an upset? Do you think the leaderboard is going to change? Do you think something special is going to happen in this game that's going to turn everything on its head?
I think it will change. I want to be optimistic, but this time I believe we're going to see something different, especially for the teams that are really trying to catch up that didn't really catch up initially, because teams like OP, they were not really up there and then they did catch up. So I'm expecting to see that happening again for this last game. Some teams are going to be a little bit aggressive, because they know they have qualified. So probably they're going to go all out and try to get as many kills as possible. But then for those that are not yet there and they have seen their scores and they're ready to catch up, we'll see tables turning for sure. We'll see something different.
All right. Well, we're going to keep our eyes peeled for those teams that are currently sitting, 9th place, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th. They are not, it is not over for them at all. It is not over at all. All it takes is something, just that extra piece of something, a potential chicken dinner, and everything could change. But it's all a matter of what the other teams that are currently sitting in the top 8 are willing to do about it, because any team that is in the top 8 that gets eliminated very quickly is going to be doing a lot of mathematics. They're going to be doing a lot of calculations inside of their camp and saying, they're going to be helping teams. They're even going to be calculating faster than production just to make sure that they are the ones inside of the top 8, and they will be making it into the grand finals. Don't forget, this is day 1 of the semifinals. Day 2 will have a brand new set of teams also looking for a way inside of the grand finals. So we're going to be keeping our eyes peeled as well. It's going to be very, very interesting tomorrow, because tomorrow has some much more tough teams that they struggled really hard to make it into the top 32 to qualify inside of the semifinals. So tomorrow is going to be a very, very long night for some of these teams. So we're going to be keeping our eyes peeled for them as well. But ladies and gentlemen, let's head into Miramar and see what the energy is saying. The action never stops over here at 10 and 80. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I've been reading a lot of you guys' comments in the chat, and it's very interesting that some of the stuff that you guys are saying, because I know for a fact that there's been some predictions in the chat, but I think everyone has failed the predictions in the chat, Mitch. I think I'm the only one that has been right like all day. I'm the only one that's gotten all of my predictions right, and I think everyone should just leave predicting to me. So, or what do you think? Do you think anyone else can out predict me? Not even you.
I keep on telling you I did make the right prediction for game 2, and you haven't made any predictions, so there's no way you're the one making the right predictions. You said I'm not going to make any pick, I'm just going to let the players do their thing, and that is exactly what they're doing. So no, you have not made the right prediction. The only person who's made the right prediction is me and the production team. But for you, you're not there. You're not in the list. No.
Yeah, sure. That you're always gonna say that, but I know for a fact that the production team's predictions cannot be better than mine. I know for a fact that I made the first call. I said Afro Esports was gonna win the first game. I said they were gonna win the second game, and then I said that they would start to fizzle out I'm predicting like the entire game flow, match state. That's what I'm predicting. I'm not just predicting who's going to win the game. I'm predicting how the game is going to flow. And Miramar is going to give us another type of flow, and we're going to be keeping our eyes peeled on what the leaderboard is going to say and what it is going to look like, inside of the final third.
You have to make a prediction for the last game at this point so that we can believe you. You need to say it right now in the live that this team is the team that is going to win so that we can say, okay, there's no one who can predict more than Priest. He knows it all. So tell us which team is taking the last game.
Of course, we all know what team is going to be. My team. Me.
And
Team La Cup.
which team is that?
Team La Cup. That's Team La Cup. Team.
Stop playing it smart, please. Stop it. Tell us the truth. But it's fine. It's fine. Going into match 5, this is the last game of the night. We are not even sure how it's going to play out. We have some teams that have already qualified. The teams that are in the top. We have the Afro Esports that is going to be quite comfortable there with the amount of points they have already gathered in the last 4 games. But for this last game, a team that have not really gotten enough points there. We have a team, especially a team like Mercenary Union, a team that has not really played in the game since the first game. They have just joined us in the previous game, and now that they're in the last game of the night, I don't know how they're going to go about it, but let's just wait and see what is going to happen. And it is interesting, there is a team that is already losing players this early. Looking at Project X here, they have one of their players down already, that is Little Boy.
No,
They
no,
have
no. Something,
Timmy.
something has to be done about Lil Boy. No, no, Mitch. Something has to be done about Lil Boy, man. Nah, 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 nah. Something has to be done, bro. Because I need to understand why. Why does that keep happening? What is the plan here? Is there like a ritual in Project X that sacrifice Lil Boy and we will win the game? Is that a thing? Is that what they're doing over there? I need to learn. I need to speak to the manager for Project X. I need to know like
Do
what
you
the
know the
strategy
manager?
is there.
Do you know the
Is it
manager?
you? Are you the manager? Are you the manager?
Could be me. Could be me. Yeah. So
Okay,
talk to me
but
directly.
then the leaderboard is so interesting right now. You can see 20, so we've got 26, 23, 23, 22, 22, 21 right now as Project X just secured 2 eliminations, and OP SWAT has been eliminated actually. They're the first team back in the lobby. Oh, that's an unfortunate way to kick things off. I think that puts them in a very, very, very tough spot. Like they've given they've given space to the other teams to pass them, and Project X have used the opportunity to get themselves into 21, 1 HP also with 20. It's so close. It's so close. It's going to be a very interesting game.
But it's really unfortunate that they have gone back slowly this early. Let's just assume, okay, for team 6, 7, and 8, they're almost at the same position. So if each of these teams get at least 2 kills, they can remove OP from the top 8. That does put them in a very bad place in this game, and I don't know how they're going to recover from that, because this is the last game of the night. They only have 8 teams that are going to proceed after these games. So for them, they might have just fumbled that position, to be honest. And what makes it worse is that they did not join as a full team. So is there a wild card, or is there a chance they can come back?
No, your fate is sealed. Your fate is sealed right now. Your fate is sealed like right now. That's just exactly what it is. And unfortunately for OP SWAT, unless maybe Astra and all these other teams also die the way they have, But again, it's not looking possible. Glixie on the other side now pops the DBS into the corner, tries to connect a couple shots there. Gold Diggers Esports in serious trouble. They have been quite solid in the cup stages, Gold Diggers Esports, but unfortunately for them, they're more of a positional team, transitional team. They win a lot of their engagements based off of transitions, grenade for grenade. They trade off solid, or unfortunately, his grenade will hurt a little more, but that will trade him all the way back as well. Mercenary Union could be in trouble as Glixie gets knocked away. And Gold Diggers Esports, they smell blood in the water. They want to crack the shield. They want to make a way inside. They must sway into the corner as well, swarm into the left-hand side. And Black is already on the stairs, trying to go for the finish. His teammate will be swept away in all of the chaos that could be brewing into the corner as well. He takes a lot of damage, tries to jump through. First hit is good, but unfortunately doesn't connect the right one. Waits again, tries the left-hand side, gets the first stop. And again, a trade-off is good. Aries into the corner as well. Demon King is off on the backside, and now is an opportunity for Mercenary Union to show exactly why they are mercenaries. Shadow's spraying off on the right-hand side, tries to escape the danger, but Aries falls. Corners pocket as well, switches immediately to the Uzi, but he runs out of bullets. Black is getting picked up. His teammates already can see that he's trying to heal up. He peeks into the corner, sways into the right-hand side, and Demon King cuts his HP, but he's 1 for 1. Jump shot into the corner, has run out of bullets. The 9mm flushes out, tries again. And Mercenary Union somehow in a 1 HP versus 1 HP position. And Demon King now switches over into the lanes. Grenade charged up. Charo is holding on and taking too much time to get his numbers back up. He sways again, and that will be the finish. Tries into the corner, trade for trade. Black will be the next one to go through, and he goes for the drop shot, and he does connect. Demon King serving breakfast to the opposition in the middle of the night. The drop shot to drop the ops, you gotta love it. Worked perfectly. 4 eliminations to Mercenary Union. Kenya will rise again by sheer luck. But can they get a chicken dinner? Or will Mitch cry tears on Discord?
Nah, I believe in them. It's unfortunate Black went in the building, and that led to him getting thirsted. But you just witnessed Demon King. That kid does a lot. That kid is just too good, man. And the people need to see how good he is. I wish I knew his age, but I know he's very young. He's, I think, the youngest in the team there, and he's not disappointing at all. So no, I'm not losing hope in that team. You cannot convince me otherwise. I am so proud of them. I'm just trying to check and confirm because I know that kid is young. Sorry, to be sure.
Oh, you know he's young.
Yes. He's 19 years old. He's the youngest in his team.
I see. That's quite interesting. Interesting facts for Mercenary Union there. Well, Afro Esports, this could be a very interesting game for them. They cannot afford to lose out. But I think Afro Esports have done just enough. I think they just need maybe 5 points to turn things around. I mean, they have done roughly, they would have averaged 10 points per game if they can get at least 5 to 7 points. So that would put them very much in a comfortable position in the grand final. But we are going to be making sure that all things being equal, it will work out in their favor going forwards. And Neon Rising, a couple of other teams, all of them just packed together like sardines. 1 point, 2 points difference, no points difference, placement point difference. It is all the same. As Gold Diggers Esports and OP SWAT will make way. One would think could be a little bit of a interesting dynamic for these teams if they can find a way through. 10-11 on the other hand, So he's got Nobunaga, Bego, Mentor, and Enemy all working in unison. They are playing in from the south. It was very similar to how they played in the first Miramar. They did have a fantastic game there. Unfortunately, just a little bit too shy of that chicken dinner. Just couldn't crack it inside of the final third. We are going to be keeping our eyes peeled to see if they can do more of the same. 1 HP, currently sitting in 10th place. 20 points to the good. All they need is something interesting, something diabolical to put them inside of at least the top 3. Every single point counts. OP SWAT have left a huge gap inside of the top 8 to be filled. And Project X have now gotten an opportunity to fit it. But here comes Temper. And see you guys from Neon Rising. A little break in transmission there, but Neon Rising have been very much a transitional team so far. They have been surviving very nicely. Top 3, top 2. Can they do it again one more time? Looks like Legend is going to be making the play. Things could speak volumes here. Shax is exposed into the corner. And here comes Coco, bringing into the sprays. Temper can smell blood in the water. Molotov is good, even better. Coco will take a hit into that corner as well. Grenade just inside. Will swap into the top half of that position that they've got inside of the zone so far. We'll bounce it off the walls again. Temper trying to extrapolate the position from Neon Rising. Neon Rising, if they lose out here, that will be the end of their journey in La Coupe de Africana. They cannot afford to lose here. Temper is trying to draw them out, trying to expose their position. And now this could be an opportunity here. That guy's exposed. And he's in a very, very tricky spot. That guy into the corner as well. First spray is good, and he's going to be getting dropped off. Coco now takes the advantage. Goes for the finish. That guy. Back into the lobby he goes. Coco somehow has made it happen. Takes 2 for 2. But the first touch from Shaq connects immediately there. Trade into the corner. And somehow Temper will be torn to shreds. 3 bodies caught in the open. And Neon Rising have just secured 3 eliminations. Temper had no idea what they were in for. But Mitch, I'm pretty sure you didn't see that one coming.
Yeah, I did not expect it at all, especially with the push there. They were caught off guard. They didn't know they were getting pushed, but the push there did cost them. They got at least one of their players knocked and thirsty immediately. So when they got the comeback there, that was really impressive. And it means they're really trying to secure their spot there in the top 8. And they're definitely going to try as much as possible to see what they're about and how they're going to see. But we have here Nobunaga, a very interesting name. Again, I'm really trying to understand how that name is to be said. But I guess I'm just going to say it's just.
Did you see the way? Did you see the way they parked their vehicles? I mean, 10-11. Did you see the way they parked? They parked. It's like they parked to create like a shield or something. I don't know if I'm reading too much into it, but if you see the way they just parked the vehicles, it was like, they just parked in such a way that they can't get shot at, and if they do get shot at, there's some kind of cover. Like they used their vehicles to create cover around that crate of the enemy that they just eliminate. Maybe I'm tweaking, maybe I'm just reading too much into it, but the way they parked the vehicles, I mean, if they did it on purpose, next level stuff.
But that's a team that has been to the GG game, so what I'm guessing they have a lot of experience when it comes to the competitive scene, right? Priest?
Nah, Afro Esports is better.
Really?
They don't have no experience. Yeah, they don't have no experience. Mentor is the only one that has experience. Big shout out to Mentor. Mentor 2 OP.
Ah,
Mentor is cooking.
what is he cooking now? Mm, he's
Well, we're about to
cooking fish.
find out. Ooh.
Mm. The guy has okay. He's been trying for sure, and the team has definitely been doing something. But we have Afro Esports here. Seems like
Ooh.
I say, they're definitely going to win for this. For that push, regardless of the
Ooh.
situation, they are really sure that they have their spot here in the top 8, and they're just going to go as aggressive as they can. And we can see the nades flying
Ooh.
in there. We almost had a confirmed knock task there on the knocked player from Zeus, but the players are definitely getting closer. You can see Afro Esports getting close. The nade is in hand. He still continues cooking it. He gets it thrown. But that's really good. He did not cancel it. He just changed the way he was throwing it. And now we can have the players from Afro Esports coming in the push. Oh, that did hurt for sure. That shotgun definitely hurt. He got it from the side and he was immediately knocked. And we have now Zeus, Logic, and Faker as all ones remaining from their team. They have a lot to survive. They're receiving a lot of damage from every single side here from the players. Oh, before I even finish saying from Afro Esports, they were taken, but Slobby Zeus, unfortunately for them, that is it. They cannot continue contesting for the top 8 in the final to get a slot in the finals. They have just left the space open again. For the teams that are already in the top 8, it seems like they're letting it go. They're just enjoying the game now. They believe they have made it to the top, but then again, they're getting too comfortable, and it is definitely costing them their teammates here. We have Recalcitrant Crew trying to get some nades there towards the knockout machines that are right in front of them, even though they're not even that close. But they definitely want to engage in a fight. Sereno, they're the man of the match. MVP definitely gets to get closer to the players from the knockout machines, and we have some damage there. Sereno still trying to get something going on here. Mushak's just on the right here, and Sereno is actually aware of his location. So, of course, he's going to be on the lookout from that side to make sure nothing happens from Shanks and maybe gets a knock on him or either way. But we're just going to wait and see what is going to happen between Recalcitrant and the players from Knockout Machines. A very hard name, by the way. It took me some time to remember their name. I don't know how I'm doing it, but oh well. So when I look at this other leaderboard as of the previous games and how people have been performing, so far there's actually two teams, that is Tempa and OP and actually Zeus, that have lost their slot here because Zeus had every single chance of making it to the top, but then they just let it go and they have lost it. For players, for a team like Project X, if they can just continue the same tempo, probably we're going to see something happening there as well. They might just qualify. 1HP is also catching up here. We can see where they are as of now. So of course, something might happen there. But Mercenary Union have been taken, but it's gonna be quite unfortunate. I was really wanting for them to do some really a good play there, catching up, but it's already 5 games down, and I don't think that was enough time for them to catch up unless they got 2 chicken dinners for game 4 and game 5. But other than that, that does still the case for Mercenary Union when it comes to the La Cap de Africana Games Season 2. Waiting on Project X here. We can see them just looking at the players right in front of them. Of course, if they get a knock here, I'm not sure if they're going to get a push happening. It's a really wide map, and how far the Alpha Esports team is from them, they might not be able to get that push easily, but we can see some damage there getting registered on the Alpha Esports teams, and they're now just moving around. You can see the aggressiveness they're putting there. They're really going all out. They already have 4 eliminations in the bag, and they're not stopping there. They're still moving around. They're not camping. They're confident, and there's something about winning a game that gives you a lot of confidence that you start behaving like you own the game. We have all been there. You enjoy the game, you get your chicken dinners, and now you start believing that you're good. Of course, if you're good, then you definitely are good. Priest just said that they're better than 10-11. I actually thought 10-11 was it, for Nigeria, since they're the only team I've seen before. But then Priest said they're not it. But for me, they're it. I need a
Nah,
jersey. I've seen your
the best
it.
team in Nigeria is on Solid Army. Actually, the best team in Nigeria is not
Oh,
even playing in La Cup. It's on Solid Army. Yeah, they're the best team, bro. Like they're not even playing. They're like next level. Like Nigeria has
oh.
so many amazing teams. Like not even all of them can play in La Cup. That's how crazy it is. So NPL season 8 will bring another champion again to dominate in La Coupe d'Africana. So we're going to keep our eyes peeled to see that. But as it stands right now, Neon Rising is in 6th place, but they have only one player left. They are in the top 8, but again, they still have teams that's behind them, like 1HP, and a bunch of other teams as well, like Astra and RC. All of these teams are all behind them. It is all a matter of time to see how long Neon Rising can survive, how long Shaq can keep up the pressure and mount things down. But 3 eliminations so far for 10-11. They are starting to make their way inside. Shaq will be blessed with the zone. And now they are trying to make their way to inside of that corner pocket of space that has been provided for them. They are inside of a Los Leones, if I'm not mistaken. It's going to be very interesting here as the utilities are starting to come out. G4K up onto the corner. Take a look at that Mentor and Bego already making a play over to that left-hand side, starting to apply some of that pressure as Nobunaga will create a very, very clear smoke path to keep 10-11 very, 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 very shadowed outside of the zone. Titan peeks out, takes a hit, and he will be getting knocked away immediately there. And the utilities all over the place, flying from left, right, and center. Unfortunately for Afro Esports, they will lose Noddy. They do have a very, very, very open position right now. Things could go from bad to worse. Astra in trouble. They're getting knocked away, but Neo got a little bit too confident there, and he will be punished immediately as well. Good spray to follow suit. Enemy takes a hit as he falls down with the Mini 14 to Final Boss. And we've seen Final Boss get very, very handy with that Mini 14. Temper did get knocked away earlier on. And unfortunately for them, they have also created a little bit of space up there as well, allowing the likes of 10-11 and Astra to crawl a little bit closer. Afro Esports have been very, 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 very aggressive, very headstrong, stuck in their way. Sook will take a hit, and Mentor will trade 1-for-1 as well. That's going to be good night. Shawarma goes out. Astra will be going out as well in 10th place. They did manage 1 elimination, but is it enough? They currently sit in 5th place. RC have now come into the mix. 2 eliminations, 24. Let's not forget, Neon Rising is still very much alive. And they are still putting numbers with each eliminated team. Mentor trying to get a Bego. Nobunaga back up. Bego plays off of the southern side of that position. But X-Space, on the other hand, trying their absolute best to find a way into the zone. A little bit shot out. And I think they will be able to make it through. Grenades already flying all the way across there from 10-11. And Bego has decided to call short and hold off into the lines there. 10-11 looking for a way through. Play zone is going to be very interesting here. It is Project X, and as expected, Little Boy is watching from the lobby. It's 4.
It's not fair now. It's not fair, Priest.
4 eliminations. 4 eliminations to the good. There's 9 teams alive and 24 players in the mix. Take a look at Shaq. He is in the middle of all of the action, or rather by the northern side of the zone. He has to make a little bit of a rotation, a little bit of a shift, but he cannot afford to lose now. 1 HP. This will help Neon Rising. If 1 HP get eliminated here, it does help Neon Rising to hold on just a little bit longer. Cover with a grenade over the top, but unfortunately doesn't connect. We'll hold on into the side. Plays from the south. Afro Esports looking for a way through as well. Shaq continues to apply pressure, and he will go for the finish. 6 eliminations. Neon Rising continue to climb. Shaq is not stopping. He's taking 2 for 3, but he will be finally stopped in his tracks. But has he done enough for Neon Rising? A grenade sent over immediately from Aria, trying to keep the pressure on to the guys from Afro Esports, and they are making a rotation into the corner. Termi spots him immediately, gets him knocked off, and that will be the end. Gate God will fall, as well as Einstein to the play zone. G4K plays off into the southwestern position of the play zone as well. 10-11 are aware. Grenade starting to call out. Mentor pops the first one, and it's perfectly launched, and Muffin falls immediately. 10-11 can smell the blood now. They know that G4K is in trouble. They did eliminate 2 players from G4K earlier, and now they're trying to wrap things up. Sweet Show over to the corner. Storm's grenade is good, but is it going to be better? Switches immediately to the S12K. Pops the first, and he will be sweeping into the corner. Storm exposed it to the right-hand side. Nobunaga will be stopped as well, but that will be a clutch play from Bego as he puts the final nail in the coffin for G4K.
Let's go. I think Bego is a really good player. I've seen him a lot. Unless I'm wrong, but I've seen him a lot. But we can see recalcitrant crew here trying to get a push up in there. We have a couple of knocks there. Oh, the machines have been taken back slowly. That is also quite unfortunate for them, but they have gathered up enough points to actually be amongst the top 8 teams. We have their 1 HP getting some knocks on recalcitrants. Project X still getting the push, the same push they had earlier. The same push 1 HP was getting from Alpha Esports is now happening from Project X. They're getting the pressure. 5 teams remaining, and they also have a good amount of points in terms of placement. Will they survive long enough to be crowned as the top 8 teams at the end of tonight's games? We're not sure, but already Tammy has been knocked and casted by the Project X teams. We have the aura is down. We can see 10-11 getting the recalcitrant crew team, and a lot is happening at the same place. If you're not confident, if you do not have good ear for time, you will not survive this. You cannot hear what the enemy team is doing right next to you, and you might just be confused and sandwiched in between teams that are actually engaging in a fight. Afro Esports are joining the scene here. A Project X player, I don't know what happened there, but he just got knocked by 4 damage. But you can see the Kobe there. It is the same MVP player. It is Sereno there. He gets another Kobe. Oh, nades have worked both sides. Finn gets a knock on his teammate, but then Dula gets a knock on the Project X team players there, and that leaves only 1 person standing. Oh, another nade gets in. Afro Esports.
Merrick.
A lot is happening there.
Merrick.
Esports is definitely enjoying this fight, to be honest. They're really third party in the fight. The nades are going through now, passing 1 HP, going towards the recalcitrant team. 1 HP cooks up more nades, but will this be enough for them to get at least something happening? Because as you can see, nades from every team, they are sandwiched. They're basically the ham in the sandwich, and everyone wants to enjoy their part of the meat. You can see Afro Esports, recalcitrants, everyone is here, and they want to enjoy 1 HP's kills. Finn still tries to pick up an 8 to get a knock on the recalcitrant team. Will we have something happening there? I can see an L12K, and I can also see a DBS on the 1 HP side. So it's going to be really interesting. Those 2 guns are really strong. But we have a Molly there getting a man. Ooh, Sereno.
Damn, this guy, bro. This Sereno guy, bro.
The guy is too.
Oh, the grenades are an extension of his arm. 8 eliminations for Afro Esports, and we're down to just 3. Merrick trying to hold on, but he will not escape Sereno. Another grenade from Sereno. He has turned it into a bomb zone. A red zone, 1 HP now trying to hold on. Dula's gonna feel the pressure as the S12K will leave pump action bullets inside of his chest. Sereno continues to charge more and more grenades, bounces it right off but doesn't connect this time. Will sway onto the left-hand side. He's aware, sees the headshot, connects. DBS to the rescue, connects the first one immediately as well. Adamski tried to run from the opposition, but no running here. We will chase you down. The DBS knows no runners. Recalcitrant crew, chicken dinner. Sereno with the bomb blasts. Sereno with the bomb blasts. Ladies and gentlemen, he bombed, and he bombed, and he bombed. What a game. Absolutely beautiful game coming through from RC. They stood on business. 22 points And I believe with that, they may have just cracked into the top 8, but I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know.
They might just have cracked it, to be honest. 22 points is enough to be up there in the top eight because we had teams there from 23 points and above. But let's just wait and see. We have Van Damme, interesting name there, with 181 damage. Sereno, the man of the match there. He just got all these 7 eliminations just from the last fight. He went all out. He went, I don't know how to put this, he went berserk and he got there the 7 eliminations. So good stuff there with 1,000 damage. That was really good. Eliminations there in the game were 57, knockouts at 61, almost equal. The previous game is the one, no, previous, is it the other Miramar? Is the one we had exactly 59. 59 eliminations with 59 knockouts. But now for this last game, we have 57 eliminations and 61 knockouts. You can see what was happening in that game. A lot was definitely taking place. We have Recalcitrant Crew and Afro Esports just ahead to head here. You can see the damage on RC 2000 with Afro Esports at 1000, knockouts at 9 and 6, eliminations on RC at 12. For Afro is 8, but total points for RC 22, with Afro getting 13 points. MVP, of course, we have watched it live. We have seen it happen in front of our eyes. We have Sereno getting 7 eliminations, dealing a damage of 1,113, 2 assists and 4 knockouts for his team. This man was not joking. The last zone was where we actually acknowledge that he is definitely the MVP for this match. Looking at the top fraggers from match 5, we have Sereno, of course. We expected him to be there with 7 eliminations and a damage of 1,133. Joe coming there with 4. In position 2, 3, we have Neo with 4, Shark with 4 eliminations, and then we have Merrick with 3 eliminations. So these teams, these players, sorry, we have seen them doing exactly that and seen them in the top fraggers. We definitely expected that, and we have Recalcitrant's crew getting the top slot here in the fifth match. They have gotten a total of 22 points after there with 13 and 10, 11 with 9. You can see the margin there closing. 1 HP did finish in maybe the third, but you can see in terms of positions, they only had 7 total points just because they did not get enough eliminations from that game that is in Miramar. But GG's to you, Recalcitrants, Afro Esports, 10-11 for getting the top 3. And that definitely does put 10-11 somewhere closer, but let's just wait and see. But looking at the overall top fraggers, of course, we expected Serena to be there, having 17 eliminations, dealing a damage of 2,525. Merrick, not that far with 13, with 1,800. Menta with 10, but his damage is crazy, 2,000. We have a Neo there with 9, 1,800 damage, and also tying up there with Mushaks with 9 eliminations, 1,800 damage. But for these two players, Menta and Sereno, this guy is almost tied up in terms of damage, even though Sereno was the one who had the most eliminations after all the 5 games. We had Priester saying that Menta is OP. He highlighted that he is, the man of the match. But just looking at the overall
Woo!
standings now,
Neon
you can see
Rising.
what has
Oh,
happened exactly.
oh,
Exactly. Neon
Neon
Rising did it
Rising. They
there.
did it with
Yes,
1 point over Astra. Ghana did
Mhm.
not make it. Oh my days.
No, it's Astra. Astra did not make it, okay? It's Astra, not the country. But congratulations to you for the teams that have made it to the top 8. Afro Esports, Recalcitrants, and Knockouts, Machines, 10-11, Temper, Project X, 1 HP XDR, and Neon. For 1 HP, they did not even look like they were going to be there, to be honest. Most of the games, they have lingered around position 14, 13, but now they're here in 7. Neon themselves have proven us wrong. They just gathered up their courage. They went for those fights. They got their points, and they finally made it to the top 8. We have there, of course, we expected the other teams to be right up there, position 1, 2, and 3. They did put up a good fight. I thought 10-11 would have been higher there with how they played. but they came up in position 4. Looking at Astra 24, OP 23, Zeus 22, G4K 20, GD 17, XE 10, MU 9, and UNV 8. These last teams, for them, they joined late, especially Mercenary Union, but it's actually good that they did show up, and that is what actually counts. So GG's to those teams as looking at the maps overall, and the teams that did get to win. Afro Esports getting 2 wins tonight, that is in Erangel and Sanok, the first 2 games. We have OP SWAT getting the third game win. The fourth game we had Zeus, and for the last game, that is Miramar, we had Recalcitrant's crew. For OP SWAT, to be honest, they fumbled the last game. That is when we knew they had missed it. They came all the way from position 4 and went down to position 9, just 9, 10, just because of 10, yes, just because of how they took the fight there. They lost too early, and that did cost them, to be honest. They had the best chance of being up there, but they fumbled it, man. They fumbled it, Chris.
Yeah, they fumbled it. For Mitch to say you fumbled. So Mitch doesn't even lie. When she says you fumble. But it is what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to the top 8 teams for making it into the finals of La Coupe de Africana. This is one step closer, but it's not over just yet. Tomorrow, we're going to have a brand new set of teams as well that will also try to crack that top 8 and get into the finals again. Wow, what a game we've had today. Afro Esports standing on business 10 toes. Sereno, 10-11, Mentor. A lot of teams were absolutely incredible to watch today, but it's not over just yet. We're going to come back same time tomorrow. Same set of matches, same lineup, same action, same Priest, same Mitch, same Pradip in the background. Big shout out to 10N80 for bringing you guys La Coupe de Africana. It's good night from us at the studio. We will see you guys same time tomorrow. La Coupe season. Like, share, subscribe. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace.